Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsa 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here for Married at First Sight Austin, episodes 11 and 12. We're almost to the end. It is decision day for at least one of the couples this week. At least we got a preview of it. But decision day and reunion is next week. And that will be the end of the season. But let's say hello who's in the chat before we say hey to Trey. Hey Sam. Glad to see you here. Yes, it's 1,000 plus. It is growing over here. Hey, Bro Show. Yeah, we know Trey is here. Hey, Jackson Tabasco. And hello, Trey Mack. How are you this evening?
You had to say it like that. I'm doing okay. How's everybody? How's everybody? We're here to have a good time. This is all joining in together about this episode and see where our thoughts take us.
Yes, where our thoughts take us. Hey, Cheryl Davis. Cheryl, you coming through every week with a new photo. Don't think I ain't keeping track. Don't think I don't see you. Okay. Since your birthday, you've been coming through with a new photo, but I like it. So, Trey, what are your thoughts this week? It was only 2 episodes. We usually get what, 3? 3 or 4. What are your general thoughts about this week? Because I named it Retreat or Surrender.
My first thoughts actually were, all right, now y'all playing with us. You know what I'm saying? Now you out here dropping 2 episodes. Now you're trying to drag this out. No, it's supposed to be microwave. Put it in the microwave, get it out. Now you're dragging it. Okay. And to be honest, look what we dragging it for. You see what happened these last 2 episodes. So what are we really dragging this for now? Okay. Now this is why I said I'm still a little iffy about the little 3 episode drop thing. I'm okay with the newer format. Go ahead and get the weddings out of the way. Let's go, get it done. I still prefer to, get to know the people first. But hey, if you want to get into it, let's get into it. Fine, I'm cool with that. But this is the main reason why I was like, okay, these 3 episodes drops when you get towards the end of the season. These things like this happen. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing? But as far as the episode is concerned, what are we doing? I was like, okay, this is how we doing this. And they played with us. They played with us in that preview with Derek and Megan from last week. Because what actually played out wasn't that bad as you thought it was. How they tried to play it up. I'm like, all right, okay, y'all playing with us, okay, all right. Okay. But yeah.
Speaking of playing with us, who would you like to play with first?
Mm. 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 You know what? Let's start with Rhonda and Pat.
You read my mind. You are reading my mind. Okay,
I felt your energy. It was. I feel like you got something for Rhonda. I don't know. I just was like,
I got lots for Rhonda, followed closely by Pat's friend. So
yes.
this week we found out that Rhonda, rest in peace, she lost her stepdad, who was married to her mother for a very long time. It must be, very hard for her mom too, because Rhonda also shared with her this is how her dad passed away. It was the same thing. Rhonda's words, okay? Now Rhonda is telling Pat that she doesn't quite appreciate him just buying tickets for her to go to the show with his mom. He did, and he apologized for not coordinating better. And she nitpicked on the word, as Rhonda does. And she said, strategic choice of words, coordinate. You didn't ask, you didn't invite, you just bought the tickets. Okay. So Pat is kind of gazing off into the sunset because it's another chastisement of his behavior. She also brought up him walking away from her while she's talking about the calendar. And he said, but I agreed to the calendar, so I just walked away. And she doesn't remember him agreeing. She said he never did that. So again, we are left here with Rhonda saying Pat has a lot in his head, and Pat is saying, "You're chastising me." Now, Pat brought a friend. Rhonda came in later, but when told, Rhonda told what happened, not everything that happened that we saw, the friend automatically was on Rhonda's side. Now, for me, there are either two things. Pat, this friend ain't as good a friend as you thought. Okay. Adrian ain't as good a friend. Or Adrian is married to someone exactly like Rhonda and he know he got to go home. Okay. So here's the thing. I think that I saw a very diminished Pat this week. Very diminished. Like he's ready to pack up and just go home. And his decision is just don't show up on decision day. I know Pat is a gentleman; he will show up, but to me, it's like it's way too much, way too much. What are your thoughts, Trey?
Well, first question: what exactly were the tickets to? A concert? What were the tickets to?
She said it was some kind of event that his mom. It sounded like a concert. It sounded like a
Yeah,
musical. Um,
something.
I don't think Rhonda wants to go there. It's not
That's what I was feeling.
it's not music that speaks to her. It doesn't help define her.
So why are you tripping about going to? You know what? Okay.
Here's the thing, Trey. Shouldn't a woman be happy that her husband even thought of her to include her in a ticket? Because what if Pat just bought him and his mother a ticket and left her out?
Oh, it would have been an issue. Either way, it would have been an issue. Okay, you directly in a I can't win for losing situation. Honestly, I may be on a soapbox this week, but honestly, I felt like all the men was in this particular situation. Yes, and it's kind of been like that for the last couple of episodes. Just not as harsh, but it's something hit me this episode when I started looking at it. I was like, wait a minute.
Not
Yeah,
all the men, Trey. Not all the men.
I can point out situations with every one of them. It was like, okay, maybe not this week, but the last couple of weeks, I'm like, wait a minute, all right, either he does this or he does it. Either way, he's getting yelled at. Either he does this or he doesn't. Either way, he's getting chastised. Either he does this or doesn't. Either way, he disappears. He's not. He's a shell of himself. It's been happening, and this episode crystallized it for me because, especially with Pat, and I first started with noticing with Pat's friend, and it started trickling to the rest of the guys. I was like, what's going? Yes, I got to go hard for the men's. Usually I don't. If you notice, I'll go hard on the guys that do something wrong. I'm fair. I keep it very even. But this week it was like, wait a minute, okay, what's going on here? This is weird, okay? Because let me tell you what I saw. Just my opinion. It's what I saw. I thought it was very strange. You got a point that with Pat's friend. What type of friend is he? I'm gonna tell you what happened. Now this is going to be interesting. Now this might I have to get on Pat for this one if I'm thinking it's correct. This might have been slightly a little manipulative. Let me explain why. I felt like if you notice when Pat was talking to his friend, the friend was hearing him out when it was by themselves. It was talking, hearing about, oh wow, that's going on. That's crazy. All of a sudden, when Rhonda came in and she started voicing her issues, which if you notice, everything she said, Pat told him. He didn't divert anything. Pat told him. All of a sudden, he pulled a flip. I said, this is weird. But then I have to be more honest and say, wait a minute. No, to go Africa, you would be incorrect. I just don't. My viewpoints just don't usually agree with yours. Let's get it correct, okay? Now, carrying on. What's usually happening is when his friends started talking, I went, "Oh wait, they're running game. They're running game. What's the easiest way if you know you and your like? If I've been in this situation, this is why I know. If my boy is having issue with his girl, I'm hearing my boy out. Usually he's going to be honest with me and tell what the real problem is. Okay, that's it. Okay. If he's wrong, I'm going to tell him he's wrong. Like, hey, bro, nah, you might need to rethink that. If it's a situation where I'm seeing where he's coming from, but he doesn't have, he cannot vocalize or have the vocabulary to express it to his woman, hey, first of all, I'm the friend that like, no, he's solid. The girls will come listen to me in the first place. Yeah, So I'm coming in. I'll say, all right, what seems to be? Yes, you're correct. See, now we're on the same page. See how we get here? Yeah, me and you, we here now. Now this is a situation. This is a situation. Praise him. This is a situation where okay, I come in. You know what, bro? I got you. We're gonna make sure we get her back on your good side. So guess what we're gonna do? Hey, listen, bro. Boy, you're not hearing her? Come on, bro. You can see this out. She's right. Come on, you gotta see this. You know you do this, and that, and third, whatever. And what does that do? It puts her in a calmer state. She feels vindicated. She feels validated. Uh-oh. Now they're in a better position. See how
Was
that
she
works?
calmer? Was she calmer?
Well, actually, she kept. Well, you know what? I'll say this: she kept doing what she kept doing, and you still notice that. But she was a lot more later on that episode that we saw. I think it was a few days later, actually. But she was a lot more loving towards him. If you notice, whenever she used to kind of go in on and whatnot, if she did it with Dr. Pierce, she would be standoffish. Don't touch me. Get away from me. This, that, and third. After that meeting with the friend, even though she was kind of biting towards him on certain things, she was still hanging off his arm, talking to him more. You know what? I think we can get past this, that, and third, yada, yada, yada. It was a slight difference. I noticed it. Very slight difference in her demeanor towards him. It was slightly a little sweeter.
Was
Slightly.
that because of the friend or because of the passing of a close family member?
I hate to be cold and callous about this, but it does help because she's already in an emotional state. Plus, she's an extremely emotional woman. So it won't take much. You know, it won't take much. That's why I said the whole thing with the friend, it was too 180 too quick. How you sitting there with Pat 1 minute, you listening to him, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, I get you, whatever. Soon as she come in, oh, not Pat, come on, man, come on, you got to do better. And Pat, if you notice, she just sat there, was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, nah, they running game.
They run the alley oop.
It was a straight alley oop. I seen this before. I know how this go. I've been in this before. Hey, bro, I got you. We're either gonna talk you up or I gotta talk you down to make her feel like she's being heard. You know, this is what it is. Because it could literally be a situation your girl is upset or your girl is upset with you about something, and he may literally not agree with what she's upset with him about. He's like, no, I'm feeling I'm not feeling it because whatever his reason might be. But we still gotta fix the situation with you. So guess what? Hey, bro, listen, come on, bro. You know you're wrong. Leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna talk to him, baby. You know, I got yes. Ran play running game. And it's just so that you can get them past that situation for that moment.
Ladies, are you listening? That was free game right there. Okay,
It
that was free
happens.
game.
It happens. If we want to be honest, I'm sorry. If we want to be totally honest, women do it too. It's just done slightly differently.
We can
It's
neither
just
confirm nor deny.
well, you ain't got to confirm it or not. I know. So we ain't got to play with me. I know. I know. Okay. You know, but
So,
yeah,
so, so
it
this is
was
a
a bit
different
weird.
layer of bro code.
They've known each other for 41 years. Over 40 years. That's his boy. Okay? He's gonna be his boy whether Rhonda is there or not. Remember that. Okay? So if you coming into that situation, just know, even though it might sound sweet to you, he's on his boy's side at the end of the day. Okay, no matter what he say. Now that doesn't mean that he won't hold his boy accountable, because I could tell him and Pat probably has a relationship that they could talk to each other like that. Hey, bro, nah, that's stupid. Don't do that. Blah 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 blah. But I just found it very interesting that while they was talking, Pat was voicing his opinions, and he was like, "Oh wow, that's okay, man. Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, I get you, Pat. Yeah, that needs to be worked on. You know, I feel like y'all can figure this out, but yeah, that's a problem. Needs to be worked on. But as soon as she come in, it's a flip. I said, wait a minute, And where it kept going, that's when I went, oh, nah, okay, nah. I know what this is. All right.
Because
And
I
he did
found
it
it
masterfully.
right. I found it very odd, and I'm like, the friend don't know all the details of what's going on, but he's
Mhm.
on Rhonda's side. I'm like, friend, you don't know that he was driving. You don't know he can't talk about himself. He can't give his different interpretation of the music. Friend,
And
friend,
you,
I'm gonna need you to recognize the assignment. But here Trey is telling us, oh no, he knew the assignment. We didn't get the playbook.
two things happened. You notice? And so I say it validated her. The friend made it all about her again, that's exactly what her mindset is on. She cares about herself too much. Her issue is she doesn't have room for anybody else but herself, and that's a personal problem. She literally cannot make room for anybody else but herself. Her son called it out. Episode 1, okay, and we're seeing it. And number 2, if you notice, this is why I say you tell you how it worked. Let me tell you how it worked. The friend goes back home, right? He has to drive back. Why is Rhonda the one who puts on? Did he get back okay? Is everything good? She's caring more about, I like your friend. Yeah, I like that one. She's showing care, like, yeah, oh, it worked. Pat was so nonchalant, like, yeah, I talked to him a few hours ago. He should be back. Should be back home by now. He should be all right. He good. Because that's how dudes talk. Yeah, he good. We good. I talked a few hours ago. He should be back home. I'll probably hear from him afterwards sometime. It's all good. Just like a best friend. That's how man relationships are.
And Rhonda's like, you sure? Have you
Yeah.
spoken to him?
Right? Right?
How do you know?
Wow. I was like, wow, the game worked. Basically,
Rhonda will be telling the friend all her business, and the friend will be passing the notes back to Pat.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, if they decide to stay together.
Yes, possibly. Okay. Or she will, more than likely, she will see the friend as more of an ally, which is a good thing, actually. Okay. Don't get me wrong, even though it's game, listen, all game ain't bad. Sometimes these things can work in your favor. I'm just pointing it out because there's nothing wrong with recognizing it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with recognizing it. But these things happen a lot. Usually, if something's going on, let's keep it real. If I'm really interested in my girl, whatever, I need to get close to the best friend. At least, on her good side, whatever. Because she's going to be the strongest ally, period. Outside of her mama. And that's if she has a good relationship with her mama. She's going to be the best. She's going to be the ally. Point blank, period. So, yeah. Yeah.
So they ran game on Rhonda, which she ran to the bathroom crying, saying the friend gets it in like that.
Perfect.
And Pat is taking him like 6 weeks and he still ain't got it yet.
Pat gets it. If you know,
I think Pat don't want it. I think Pat don't want it.
Exactly. That's the problem. He don't want it. Pat has clocked her from week 2 of being with her. He's clocked the situation he's in. He likes her, but yeah, she's a lot. He's
an aerospace engineer, y'all. I'm sure he's got it.
He ain't stupid, okay?
Right. She has exhausted him.
Stupid.
Yes, she has.
He looks tired. If you notice that, he looks tired.
If you look at his picture here, he looks grayer than this picture.
Man.
Like, I mean, if you look at the picture, his gray looks a little bit bright, and he looking like real worn out.
That's why Rhonda still looks, to be honest, Rhonda still looks very young for her age, to be God's honest truth. And I understand why. She sucks the life out of everything around her. So, it keeps her youthful. Ouch. Was that too much? I'm sorry.
Not too much. Never too much. Never too much. But I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting something else. But you went exactly where I wanted to go. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's sucking right out of you.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I have to do this. That's how bad. That's how good this was. That's how good it was.
Man, that man looks visibly. He is a shell of himself from where he first started. Pat looked like a very vibrant, talkative man. Just, honestly someone I would sit there and listen to just to get to know. He seemed very interesting to me. I like his job.
Yeah.
I wanted to like, hey, tell me about your career, the stuff you've seen. Like, you seem like a very intelligent man. Let me.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that. But we haven't gotten there. All we got is Rhonda and how she feels, and her upsetness. Me, 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 me. It's like, yo, come on. It's like we know the most about Rhonda. We honestly don't know that too much about Pat if you really think about it, because Pat's been shut down.
At the honeymoon, he
Yes.
knew thou shalt not speak from the honeymoon. He knows, and exactly that, nosy nurse report. She said, you be your 100% authentic self. And I'm looking at her like, girl, he was being that, and you shut him down and grounded him out. Because what happened to the Pat that was sending people the Mile High Club stuff? The Pat that was the life of the party. Everybody was like, oh yeah, that's Pat, that's Pat, that's Pat. The Mr. Adventure Pat. What happened to him?
2 for 2 to go to Africa. I agree with that statement as well. Oh my God, we have turned a new corner in our friendship. Look at this. 2 for 2. I agree with you. The man can't focus. You know why? You know what? I'm gonna say it. You know why? Guess what? I'm sorry to say. All the stories that we've heard from Rhonda, let's be honest, it's been a little boring, hasn't it?
Yeah, quite.
It's been slightly boring. Like,
not slightly, quite boring.
She's not that interesting.
like
when I'm hearing it, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you're not that interesting. Like, oh, thank you, Africa. I love you too, girl. Come on, we here. We always going to be good. I knew we were.
We can't always agree, okay? We cannot always agree, but we can disagree as we always do respectfully. Yeah, it is kind of boring. And I would find it kind of boring if I can't interject. The whole, finding her uncle's Playboys in the closet was real funny. And then Pat said he found his dad's in the trunk. And I was like, okay, Pat, I need to hear more. And it's like, no.
Yes.
No.
Shut down.
Thou shalt not speak.
Yeah, it's all love on Elsa's channel here. We all gonna live on each other.
Oh, we might scrap a little bit, but it's still scrap with love. I mean, come on now.
That's how real family is. You know what? We can hold each other accountable. We can scrap a little bit, but we're gonna love at the end of the day.
Wes Aaron said, I haven't seen a second of this show, but these discussions are great. Thank you, Wes Aaron. I try to give a synopsis before I have Trey or anyone jump in, because of being consistent with folks who may not have watch the show at all. Okay. Yes, the incessant talking. No one can listen to all of it and repeat it. I gotta listen. I gotta store it. I gotta I gotta retain it and then recall it. It's too much. She is looking for a parrot. She's looking for the husband that she ordered. Okay, the husband she ordered on that conveyor belt that Chad and Belinda was at, and she didn't pick up the right order. She didn't get the right order. And as you said, Trey, I think Pat is very interesting. Yes, I see him missing some social cues, but Pat allows things to build up. That's my major critique for Pat. When he was driving, I don't know how close to home they were, but Pat took it all the way and he stopped. And he says, hey, I really don't appreciate it. Sounds like you are scolding me like I'm a child. And I wonder, y'all know Rhonda is a few years older than Pat. And I wonder if that's stuck in her head.
That man said, I'm a grown-ass man with grown-ass children. Okay? All right? Listen.
Retired aeronautical engineer. I need you to put some respect on my name.
Also Colonel. I didn't know that.
Yes, he's a colonel. Yes, Air Force.
I would love to hear more.
Right. We also learned from Pat, he is from an Air Force decorated family. His father, his grandfather, he felt the pressure to enter the Air Force. And from the Air Force is where he went into the nautical engineering. So yes, he came out of the Air Force as a colonel. That is no simple feat.
It is not. It is not.
Please speak to Trey. You're the only one of us that's well decorated.
I don't want to say decorated. I just, I left as a staff sergeant. That's about it. I led men. That was my job. I managed and led men and women. That was my primary job. You know, but yeah, to do what he did, yeah, he's a very smart man. Just be in the Air Force, period, because that's what it's honestly. Just be real. That's where the smart people are. It is. That's where the smart people go, and it is. Yes, that's a smart man. So all this is going on, Pat clock T early. That he's been trying to skate through it or whatever. I just, what, honestly, Pat just wants companionship. That's all this man really wants.
He
So
wants
it's
the
to the
same
point.
thing she wants. He wants to be
Yeah.
heard as well.
Yes. But that's why it's weird. Like I said, he's on that. Actually, a lot of these, but two of him and Will was in the same boat. It's funny, right? Him and Will was in the same boat. They do like the person that they will, but there's certain things about that person that is turning them off. And honestly, I'm sorry, I can't blame them for being
I
turned off
can't either.
because it's like, I see what you're seeing too. Ah,
So welcome, Black Woman's Essentials. She's like, my question is that Rhonda trauma bonding? I would say that if she wanted to bond,
yeah.
but Rhonda don't want to bond.
She's trauma dumping. She's not
Right.
bonding. She's trauma dumping.
She don't want to know about him. She don't want to receive. She just wants to dump on him. So welcome in though. I recognize this may be your first time unless you've changed your name in this chat. But yes, she is definitely trauma dumping on him. Yeah, he may be miserable if he stays with her. And
Yes.
y'all know this is an edited, produced show. We could just be only
Mm-hmm.
seeing the times when she is doing this.
Very true.
And the cautionary tale, I've always said Love is Blind, and especially Love is Blind Sweden. There was a guy I said, if you stay with her, she will constantly be, cracking that whip. But there are times that we didn't see. If this man is espousing love, that was that guy, then maybe there's scenes I'm not seeing. That's why I always say this is an edited, produced show. Now, Pat may say yes. We have to be prepared that Pat may say yes and stay with Rhonda because there may be parts of her that has changed. As Trey said, by episode 12, they were a little bit closer. They were, she was a little bit softer to him. So definitely slightly, but we got to be prepared that Rhonda is being curated in a way to get this reaction from us. And Pat may be seeing all of Rhonda because I tell you, and I said it in a comment to someone, if I had more than 30 minutes with Rhonda and I can't speak, I would be done.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Honestly, I've always felt that I'm a pretty good listener. And I retain things pretty well. Like, I think that's always been one of my greatest attributes. If you tell me something, it could be 10 years from now, and I could recall the conversation word for word, how it was said, even your inflections. But even I'm listening to Rhonda at times, and I'm like, girl, nah, I can't. Stop. I can't.
But here's my question, Trey. Rhonda is very self-aware. The way she can sit there and express that, it is the issue with her dad. Her dad she never felt seen or chosen by her dad. She is very self-aware. So how can we be very aware of where this issue is coming from, yet we are still spinning our wheels in the mud?
Well, first off, she has to settle those issues she really has with her dad, that honestly she's transferred over to her sister. Even though it's not talked about, she's transferred those issues from her dad to her sister. I kind of clocked that when she was talking about the dad and how the sister became like his mini me in a way, because the sister, I don't know if the sister had genuine interest or she decided to show interest. Each one is a little different in how you attack it or whatever. But either way, I can almost guarantee that feeling it's towards her sister now, because she wanted what her sister had, time with her father, and that's just something she's never going to be able to. I won't say never. It's going to be very difficult for her to get past because her father is gone.
Right. And it is not for Pat to solve this or be the substitute
Mhm.
for her, missing out on healing with her father. And it is difficult healing from someone who is no longer here, that you can no longer have discussions with, to see exactly how they really feel, or and to kind of like air it all out. But I mean, Rhonda is a beautiful woman in her 60s, and for me it's sad to see all of this weighing her down. But yes, as you said in Nosy Nurse, you said, I don't think Pat will stay because prior relationships, he regrets it because he lost himself and he became
Yes,
last. Yeah,
that's true.
I
Is he
agree with you.
afraid to leave her though?
There's nothing tying him, because remember what he said
It's not.
about his wife. He only stayed because of the kids until they were grown and out of college, and he's like, I got to go.
Well, that I look at that a little bit differently. That tells me that he would tie himself to something for another reason.
He would, but
So
what's the
that,
reason here?
I don't know. Like I said, that could be good and bad depending on what the reasoning might be. The only thing I started thinking about when I saw that comment, I went, you know, Rhonda has already voiced that one of her fears is being left again by being left again because of how she put it, her boisterous ways.
Being too much.
Yeah, being too much. And here again, she's in a similar situation where she's potentially being too much.
Yeah, because
And
we haven't heard Pat. I mean, she is much, and we haven't heard any from Pat.
and Pat, if you notice, Pat was going along that lines when it was talking to Dr. Pierre that she was being too much, but as soon as she said it, he shut that down because he ain't stupid. He's like, oh
Right.
no, I can't say that. So is this a situation where I don't think so, but I'm just putting it out there. Is this a situation where I convince him to see him? He doesn't want to leave her, especially on national television, for the same reason every other man has left her.
We also got to say Pat only out of a relationship 6 months ago.
That
So is
too.
he a serial monogamist? Is he a
I don't know.
serial relationship dude? That may be why he may find himself putting himself last, because he wants to stay in a relationship. He wants to stay with companionship. That
I
could
get it.
be. We don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is, Rhonda, I'm sorry, Pat can't be himself. What we see.
Yep. Yeah,
Every
he's
time
not
he's
himself.
himself, he get tap on the hand. Stop. Don't. Be your authentic, quiet self is what we
We
hear.
we have not seen Pat since the vacation, since that
Exactly.
honeymoon. We haven't
Yeah,
seen
we
the
have
real
not.
Pat.
We've seen a glimpse of him when there was the launch, and that was
Yes,
it.
yes, that's it.
You know. But
Mm-mm.
yeah. So, any other thoughts on them?
Nope. We'll see what
Okay.
happened with them.
Who shall we go to next?
I don't know. You was dropping. I feel like we should leave them last, but you was kind of dropping hints to Chad and Belinda a little bit.
Again, you'll read my mind. I was looking right at them. I was looking right at them. Again, y'all. Trey is reading my mind.
It's time to tussle,
It
as you like to say on Culture Channel.
is
It's
time to
time to
tussle, y'all.
tussle. It's
This
tussle
week,
time.
this week, Belinda and Chad had one of their most challenging weeks. Okay. Um, Chad expressed his frustration for production. And if you are a member on this channel, I do have shorts out there where we see Chad from the wedding day to honeymoon to now has been very vocal, telling them, I'm a grown a man. Okay. And I have led battalions. I don't have to be talked to like a child. Chad is having, you know, scheduling conflicts with production. While Dr. Pia tried to smoothen that over, we do recognize that Chad is also like, hey, Chad, you would sound like Miss Sophia. I loves Belinda. Lord knows I do. But Belinda this week was not having Chad's back. Chad was saying that, hey, I've been talking about this dog. I've been talking about this dog in the bed, and the dog's still in the bed. What are we doing? And Belinda's like nitpicking at him whenever he comes for her dog. Also, Belinda thinks that Chad is lying, like her ex-husband was lying. Okay. Um, because Chad said that he spoke to Josh, and Josh said, "Hey, it's like putting a wedge into the relationship. The scheduling thing is a problem." And Belinda went to her daughter. She said she went to the source, and that ain't the source, Belinda. That's attached to the source, but that ain't the source. Okay. And the men have a group chat that you don't know and Jalen know nothing about. So Belinda is this time we're seeing Belinda isn't she doesn't want to hear Chad. She's distancing herself quite a bit from Chad. What were your thoughts about Belinda this week? Because we gonna tell we gonna balance it out, y'all. Trey gonna be team Chad and I'm gonna be team Belinda this week.
You know what? It may sound like I'm gonna be team Chad, but I'm gonna be back and forth on both of them. Okay. So I'm gonna start with this one. Okay. Not gonna lie to you. I was feeling Chad heavy this week. Heavy. I was like, yes, somebody said it, because I'm sorry. Now this is just outside looking in. I personally have been watching Married at First Sight all 19 seasons, okay, since the beginning, since way back in the day, when this show didn't even look the same way, okay?
Better tell it, Trey, when they had to go find their own apartments. You better tell it.
Back in the day, okay? It has morphed into something that, listen, I have an issue with, okay? They are not in the business of actually trying to put couples together and make them last. That's just the tagline. Just keep it real. They're in the business of making drama-filled TV for you to come and watch and talk about the mess of it all. Okay? So Chad is not wrong when he's saying production has been interfering in not just our relationship, also Jalen and Josh's and everybody else's. He's not wrong, because that's what they do. That's their job. They will set up such situations to make these arguments happen. Okay. Now, with that being said, Chad wasn't wrong for what he said. Chad was wrong for how he presented it. Okay. He was wrong for how he presented it. I know he was feeling frustrated, but it did come off in a very belligerent manner. It did. And I can see how it can be taken as rudeness. I'm not going to lie. Even if I was in that situation, some of those things, I probably would have said the same thing to Chad. But I probably wouldn't have been, hopefully I wouldn't have been as loud and boisterous towards it, whatever. I ain't going to lie. They would have, if I was on, I would probably never do the show, but if I was on the show, they would have a tough time dealing with me personally. They would. Because a lot of the bull crap that I can see them doing, yeah, they would hate me. Because I've been sitting there looking at them stupid like, you expect me to do what now? No. No, me and my new wife would go off and have a conversation. Y'all can film what we say and try to figure out whatever storyline you want to create and curate from that. But now you ain't gonna put me in a situation. Oh, how you feel about this? Ooh, talk about this. That is not a natural conversation. It's not. Okay. Now here's the kicker. This is where it brought me from Chad. I was like, yes. When he said, he brought up the situation where they told him they weren't supposed to be filming on this particular day. He said, okay, bet, boom. He had some meetings. He went on ahead to set up some meetings for that day. And, so he has a job. He has a career. Got some clients to talk to. Let me go and do that on this day since it's free, clear, and free for that. Bet. All of a sudden, they changed their minds. Said, no, we want to film this day, whatever. Now, I get it. From their standpoint, they have to try to be as minimal as possible, because things change, whatever. They may have to shoot at this time. They may get this particular location. It's the only time they can shoot at. I get it. But y'all also set up, I know this for a fact, they set this thing up to like, hey, we know these people got other lives. They work. Hopefully they got jobs. They have careers or whatever. They have to work around their schedules. So you ain't gonna come up to me all of a sudden and call me up like, nah, we need you to come back and film this day. No, no. What you mean? No, that's not happening. And I can see him probably getting an attitude about it because they probably try to push him. It's like, no, we really need you to come. You gotta film this. Hell nah. Okay? Nah.
He's in corporate real estate. Big money. So he has meetings with clients. So does Josh, who has a large business as well. So
Yes.
again, you changing them up. They're going to look skittish to clients. They are going to look skittish to clients.
Yes. I've noticed, to go to Africa, this is the first time we've seen somebody very confrontational with it. Honestly, it's been past time because production been doing stuff like this behind the scenes for years, and we know it.
Now, can we leave room for this is the first time production has shown us someone frustrated with them? Because I am sure
it's not the first time. It's not the first time. It's not the first time. If you notice, production will only do it. They will only do it when it puts them in the more favorable light.
Yes, or at least they think so. Because I'm sorry, with Chris and Paige, it wasn't.
Yes, but they were all in the middle of that one too. It was nasty. They've done nasty work before, and if you notice, sometimes they're trying to send the experts in to try to clean up their messes.
Yes, even with Brianna and Vince. Remember Brianna and Vincent? They did it too.
They did almost had them getting out of there. Yes, but now this is where I start getting a little bit more smoke for Belinda. Okay, because I got a question. All right, this is a real question. I've been noticing it for weeks. I haven't said anything about it because I thought maybe I'm just tripping on it, whatever. But it happened again. I gotta ask a serious question. Why is Belinda allowing Chad's frustrations with somebody else besides her? Because he doesn't have an issue with her. At least up until this point, he never had an issue with her. He happy with her. But why is she allowing his frustrations with other people, that some of them are very valid, to affect her relationship with him? What do they have to do with y'all relationship? It's almost like she was putting it in a way of, oh, I get her having the issue, him being rude. I don't like you being rude to people. Okay, I get that. It's cool. But it almost seemed like, oh my God, you upset at them, so now I'm upset with you. That upsets me. I'm trying to figure out why. Why is that? He's never disrespected you. He's only shown you nothing but respect. He has been nothing but sweet and kind to you. Even put up with your daggone dog. You got to talk about that. Because she has blinded herself to her whole dog situation. And another thing, Belinda pissed me off. I knew it was going to happen, but Chad, when he tells her about the whole Josh and Jalen thing, right? She goes, I don't believe that. No, I can go to the source. In my mind, before this happened, I went, she's going to go to ask Jalen. Why she's going to go ask Jalen when the conversation was between Josh and Chad? I can almost guarantee you Jalen has no clue.
You know why? That's exactly why. She is making herself a wedge in their relationship, because now Jalen thinks there's something she don't know, that Josh is having conversations behind her back.
And he is.
Now what we going to do? Now what we going to do?
Exactly.
But Nosy Nurse answered you, because Belinda will eventually be the target of Chad's frustration. That is a valid point. At some point, he's going to breathe fire in her direction.
And we have to acknowledge that. So, if he is, it is a real thing. If he's acting this way out in other people, then yes, it could be shown towards you. That should be acknowledged. Honestly, she should have said that, and it would have been better than what she actually said to him. Talk about, but production put us together. They put us together. We should them. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Listen. Yes, they put us together. But if I see bull crap. You ain't gonna tell me that it's just flowers over there when I can see the bull crap sitting on the ground. You ain't gonna tell me that.
Belinda is still caught up in how things look.
Mm.
How does it look? How does it look that you are talking to production like that? How does it look? I could understand if she was like, hey, try to be the mediator between Chad and production and say, hey, Chad, what does your schedule look like? So since her schedule seems to be a little bit freer now, and be like, hey, production, we can't do this because I know, have the calendar conversation with Chad, like the calendar that Rhonda want to get Pat on. Have that conversation and say, hey, production, my husband really can't do this because he's got these days. These are the days you got to stick with. He's got clients and you can't F our money up after y'all gone.
But she didn't do that. She actually was very flippant about that. She's like, well, my schedule was clear. I changed mine up, but it was fine. That's not the point he was making. It honestly really wasn't about your schedule. It was about his schedule, his clients, whatever. He was being nice and asking what you're supposed to do. He was saying, we are this, that, and third as a husband supposed to do. It's supposed to be our. No, she wanted to separate them and make it I and you and I, us, not no us, which to me is a red flag that is not talked about enough.
What I would have appreciated if she said that, okay, you did that on your own. I would appreciate if you include me in the conversation. I know my schedule is a little bit freer, but maybe I can respond to production quicker than you can if you're in a meeting or something. I understand the whole don't make decisions for me. But then again, Chad is used to making decisions for his people.
Yes.
So you have to kind of get him out of that train of thought. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter to her, so I'm going to make a decision. You're like, hey, I need to know what the decision is.
It's a weird situation. Belinda, okay. I'm about to say something that's going to cover a lot of things. Belinda is used to allowing her husband or man to make decisions in the first place. And they put her with the type of man that, I'll be honest, she probably said she wanted. Still, that man that kind of takes charge and handles things. But she's also in a situation that she doesn't want to lose her own agency anymore. She wants to be able to talk this and that third and have her opinions heard. Cool. She made that known in the beginning with Chad, and Chad was like, no, I want to hear that because I don't ever want you to feel like I'm over talking you or this and that and third. The only thing he did say, he did ask her, if you remember, do you still want me to lead and in what way you want me to do that? And he has been doing the exact same way that she said she wanted. It's just now they have hit a wall to maybe something that a lot of the people have been saying for weeks. I've noticed that Belinda probably didn't really like Chad in the first place since day one. So she's just going along to get along. And now we're at the end, and now she got to figure out some reason to get out of this. Because if you really look at it, you're on mute, actually. But if you really look at it, besides this, what has Chad really done?
Right. That's what I was trying to say. What is the reason? What has he done to elicit I don't like it other than towards her, not towards but here's what he's done towards her. Okay. I got an answer for you. This is where I'm gonna be. I ain't pro Belinda, but I got an answer for you. Okay.
I got you.
You coming after the closest thing to me.
A dog.
There you go. There you go. You coming after my dog.
We need to talk about this dog. You need to bring your dog in. And did you catch when Belinda was talking to Jaylen and she brought up the dog? Like he was talking about the dog and barking or whatever. He didn't do that. And you know how Belinda went,
Yes.
So not Belinda. You know how Jaylen kind of went, looked to the side like, nah, she think your dog is a menace too. She knows Chad ain't lying about that.
Did you see the dog being a menace when Dr. Pia visited? The dog was all up in Dr. Pia's business.
He had to tell her. He had to tell the dog, back up. Back up.
Dr. Pia is sitting there, and the dog is still all up in her business.
Like, yo.
Can we put the dog in the bedroom?
And now, this is where I will get on Chad a little harder about, like, bro, you knew, and I understand why you didn't say so, but you knew this dog was going to be an issue when you first got with her and you found out that she slept in the same bed with her. But I do understand why you didn't say nothing, because as guys, and this is just a man thing here, at times, what okay, we all heard this adage before. Men live by it a lot more. Just my opinion, men live by it a lot more than women do. But we all heard this adage before. Pick your battles. Every fight ain't worth having, because you definitely ain't gonna win every daggone fight.
But he has been talking about the dog before he met the dog. He said the dog needs to be
Yes,
trained. He talked about the dog can't be in the bed before he met the dog. So
and
Belinda coming up here saying she didn't know the dog was a problem is
that
the
was a
lie.
nice, but that was his nice way of putting it. Being
But
on,
he's saying the dog is here. The dog is here. I can't sleep with the dog on my legs. I don't think
yes,
this is the one time we're hearing Chad say that.
no, it's not. But Belinda's not hearing it.
No, she don't want to hear it. She
Yeah,
wants a bubble.
you know, is
But
it?
he doesn't come and he doesn't wind down with me. Okay, well, why don't you go wind down with him?
Like, yo, I can't. I'm trying to sleep in the bed. The dog is laying across my legs, not your legs, my legs. Which that tells me something too. To be honest, if you notice, the same thing happened with Derek. The dog likes Chad more than Belinda.
Now, because
Yeah, now
the Chad is
he's
actually
showing.
disciplining the dog.
Yes, he's showing the appropriate energy to a pet, to your dog, especially for dogs. You know, he's
Now,
showing that he's the alpha, and the dog is starting to listen to him. And if you notice, in the beginning, I think he tried to allow he voiced his opinions, like you said, and he
right,
tried to allow Belinda to do the correction. That's your dog.
your
But
dog.
Belinda's not doing the correction. So now he has to do the correction more and more. And he's doing it just a little tad more and more. And now the dog is following his commands more and more.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you got to train the dog and the dog's owner.
he's not gonna make a stew of the dog, okay? He doesn't have an issue with the pet itself. He has an issue with the pet not being trained and having bad behaviors.
Now,
Because the
here's the
dog
thing.
does.
How about the conversation about the dog? And he said your dog is barking all daggone day. Well, how do you
Mhm.
know? That's because you're walking up to the door. It's because you doing this. You don't know that the dog is barking. Production, if y'all want to be messy, and I think this is why y'all really don't like Chad, y'all have footage of that dog barking all day in that
Probably do.
apartment.
They probably
All
do.
day. You have that footage of that dog howling in the apartment. And though some of y'all don't like it, but again, this is a strange area for the dog. This apartment is different. This apartment is insured by the show. And y'all may not like me with this, but the dog either needs to be contained in one room or maybe crate trained. My dogs are crate trained. Okay? So Belinda, I hope this dog don't chew up their stuff, don't get into a whole bunch of mess in the apartment. That maybe
She doesn't
Chad got
seem
to come
like a
home and
chewer.
clean.
She doesn't seem like a chewer. She's just probably a barker, and she
But
get up. She get up in people's faces.
yes, too much, and that's why some people aren't. And I'm going to say this: some people aren't very sensitive dog owners. Everybody don't like your dog, and everybody
True.
don't like dogs, and your
Exactly.
dog don't like everybody. So my thing is always, I don't want my dog constantly up in somebody's face or in somebody's space, because what if the person's hand gesture may trip my dog, or what if my dog does something that causes that person to kind of like jump scare and maybe they fall. You have to be sensitive to all these things. And it seems like Belinda lets the dog run the house.
Yes. Yes. And you are right. They got the footage, because they still are using the apartment cams. Okay. And
Yes.
we've been saying for seasons, why don't we get more apartment footage? No, they want to wait until, I find it funny, they want to wait until they get in front of the camera with them so they can direct some of the conversations. And this goes back to what Chad was saying, whatever. They're too intrusive. They're too intrusive. And that alone tells you what's really going on behind the scenes. That's why some of these couples and stuff look so curated.
Right.
These relationships are curated. It don't something seems false about it all. Because they got these people becoming telling them to do certain things. I think the only couple that the production doesn't really have to say too much with is Rhonda, because she sucks all they out of the room in the first place. So she's gonna talk. So they just let it roll. Let it roll. And they're good with that. It is fine. Everybody else, I can tell that they've had their little hands in the cookie pot, stirring some things up here and there. But
yeah, I really don't like the whole, Rhonda acting like the dog has not been a problem. Like all of a sudden my dog is a problem, and then nitpick that.
Yeah, that
And
was crazy.
I think she took it personally, and I'm sorry, but as you should, Belinda. The behavior of your dog is a
Reflects
sign
on
of
you.
you as the owner.
It reflects upon you, not anybody else
So
but you.
so rather than say, "How do you know my dog is barking?" The way she said it, because it's like she could have said, "You sure all day?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Because I'm not used to my dog barking all day." And Chad could be like, "Hey, this is a new environment for your dog. These are new people, new sounds. The dog hasn't lived here. Yes, your dog is
Mm-hmm.
barking because it is a difficult situation." And how I know this, my girlfriend had sold her home to downsize. Her kids were grown and moved on, married and moved on from college, and she downsized to an apartment. She has a big, beautiful dog, and that dog barked even when she was home because he heard strange sounds he wasn't used to
You
in an
know,
apartment.
and you know what? Why? But Belinda really. This is the first time she really actually teed me off this up. I'm just looking. I'm like, what? Why did she go to this house knowing she was going to start a fight? She went over there to start a fight.
What?
She
What?
went there on purpose. She knew what she was doing. From the
But he
moment
knew.
she
Wait a
walked,
minute now. He knew what he was doing, calling her to his place, his home turf,
why not?
because it's a power play. Come on now, don't act like.
Okay, and
And
either way,
here's where I'm going to come at Chad. If production is such a big problem, Chad, why are you having them all up in your house? Why couldn't you
look,
meet them at the
of
apartment?
course, look what just happened. If you want to fix when I said when I said at the beginning, it seemed like all these men are being put in a position where they got to bend over backwards to fix things. He's having a tissy fit with Belinda. This is like the actually second time that he's been trying to repair things with Belinda. This is the second time. So what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to acquiesce to certain things that you know she wants. That means you got to get on goody two shoes with production. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what he had to do. Let's get her back over here. Let's have a conversation. Because I think he honestly wanted to talk. And he was starting off really nice. But you can tell Belinda was not having it. She was
Chad
testing
was
from day one.
these
From minute
entire
one.
two episodes. These entire two episodes, Chad was 2 steps away from shedding a thug tear. Ch-
Yeah,
Chad, Chad was Chad
He
was
was.
teary eyed.
He's like, I can't. You know what it was? He was like, why is this happening like this? I don't understand. Cause
You
in
supposed to
his
be on
mind, he
my
was like,
side.
yes, number one, because I would be on your side. You supposed to be on my side. Number two, my issue is not with you. This is why I asked that question earlier. My issue is not with you. We really don't have a problem. So why are you making a problem? I don't understand. Why are you making a problem, really?
Because we have a problem. My dog. And you
Okay,
lied to
well,
me about Josh. Well, I'm lying to myself
did
about that.
did he
But
lie about Josh? Because I'm
he didn't.
sorry.
He didn't.
You know
I don't
what?
think he lied.
Let me. I don't think he lied at all. Let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real though. What really pissed Chad off? Production is one thing. He ain't gonna in a few months. He think in a few weeks I ain't gonna see these people ever again anyway. Okay, that's one thing. You know what really pissed him off? And it happened at the house. You know what really pissed him off? When she accused him of lying.
Yes. He
That's
said,
what
"What
really
I'm
pissed him
not
off.
gonna do is lie."
That's what pissed him off.
This,
And for multiple reasons. Number one, let's just keep it real. But most people, if especially if you consider yourself a truthful person, somebody accuse you of lying, we got a problem. Then on top of that, just keep it real. He's a military man and a deep sergeant major military man. It's all about honor, code of honor, especially if you take it seriously. You're not going to question my honor. And part of the thing about having honor is, you ain't gonna call me out here be a liar. I'm kind of on the same wavelength. You ain't gonna catch nobody out here that knows me and they gonna say, "Oh, he's a known liar." That ain't gonna happen. Not on my name. Not
Trey,
on Trey. No.
you know how we know they talking on the side? How we know they talking on the side? Them new wedding rings is how we know Josh and Chad are talking on the side and making plans and
Yeah,
doing all kinds of things. That's how
yeah,
we know Josh and Chad got their own chat.
yeah. They're
Is
taking things
mama like
seriously.
daughter?
They're taking things seriously. Actually, they actually do seriously want to be in a relationship with these women. You know, but if you notice, both mother and daughter are kind of on the same wavelength. I'm almost guaranteed Chad and Josh are going to be yeses. It's the mama and daughter we don't know is going to be a yes or not.
Right. Right. Welcome in Denise Jennings. I think this is your first time here. Like, yes, how you gonna iron me out when I'm trying to protect you? That is it
That's
too.
crazy. That,
Chad is
yes,
like, I'm doing this for all of us.
yeah,
And here
exactly.
you are. I ain't even think I had to look at to engage with you in a battle. Cause I'm thinking we
You know what it is? He's like, can you not see these people are trying to use you? Are you blind? They're trying to use you. That's their job. Whatever sweet nothings they're telling you, their job is to put you in a situation where it's going to give them the most views and drama. Okay? So why are you feeding into it? Now I gotta
why
look
you
at you differently. I gotta look at you differently. So you with this? This is what you about for real, for real? Okay, okay, okay. Mm. And it
this what
might
we
be.
doing? This is what we doing. I thought
This is
I
what we
had to
do.
look at production, but here comes friendly fire.
Yeah. And honestly, and you said it last week, honestly, the way Jalen's been popping off and stuff like that, here and there, being extra on camera and stuff like in group meetings, whatever. Like, what's good? What's up with y'all two? Now I gotta ask for real. Yo, Belinda, Jalen, what's up with y'all two for real? I think y'all nice people, but y'all are giving that y'all like this little drama thing a little much.
Hey,
Y'all like having some messy stuff going on.
apples and trees.
I'm
Apples are
feeling it.
far from the tree now, Trey.
And they don't like letting stuff go. If you know, they
Ever.
said that. They don't like letting stuff go. They can't get over nothing. That's scary to me. That's actually more scary than somebody popping off yelling at me, whatever. You don't let things go. That means you know what that you know what it also tells me? You could possibly usually I'm gonna be nice when I say this. Usually when people have a problem with letting things go, they they could develop a vindictive personality. They come
Yes.
very vindictive people.
Well, aren't we seeing it now? Since she didn't let
Yes.
it go, she did not let it go. She had to
Mm-hmm.
sleep on it. She holding on to that whole my
Yes.
dog. You still coming at my dog? We gonna hold on to it until it's a bigger problem, and then I'm gonna
Yes.
have to come bite you.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna have to rally the troops of production to come against you.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, some of these
He's
folks insist on dogs in the bed for no. I'm telling you, my dogs know their paws are meant for the floor. Don't come on my couch. Don't even put your paws on my bed to see if I'm on the bed. They know your paws have been outside in the dirt with God knows what between your toes. Yes, it gets clean, but again, your feet are always on the ground. It is not climbing up.
I would have been
No.
I would have been no on the first night. Like, I'm sorry. If I know you have a pet, I'm gonna ask the question. So, oh, okay, you got a pet. That's cute. What's the dog name? Oh, that's cute. Oh, do you allow your dog to get up on the bed and couches and stuff? Oh yeah, no. Oh, nah, we got a problem. I'm sorry. This may not work.
It
Okay.
may not.
I'm great with animals. I used to have pets. I probably wouldn't get another one. But one thing we're not gonna do: the dog's not sleeping in the bed with us. No,
No.
he's not. He's not. He's not. He ain't gonna be licking all in our faces while we trying to eat and stuff.
And y'all judge
Like,
me because yeah, the dog can't be in my face while I'm eating. You do not beg me. You go sit where the girl dog, she knows, sit in her bed, and if there's anything, you will get it. But y'all judge me. You ain't even sleeping in the room. I have again, I was very light sleeper with my kids. So I can't have the dog snoring or making any kind of spins in their bed and making noises. I will wake up in the middle of the night. No, you have a bed downstairs. That is where you are to protect us. If anybody comes through the front door, how you gonna protect us behind my bedroom door?
I went to the source and they didn't say anything about that. No, like the source, your daughter. That's not the source. That's not the source. I was like, oh my God, the source.
Hey, Lydia V, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. Oh, know someone's dog who used to sit at the table and get mad because she couldn't have your food. Oh, heck no, I
Oh
couldn't be at your house. I couldn't be at your
nah.
house or eat with your dog or eat around your dog. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Couldn't do it. I would have to pick you up at your house and we go somewhere. I can't do it.
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Listen, I know that this has been all over the internet too. Why are we surprised that it's not like it's a talking point?
Right.
It's not really a talking point. If he is, he ain't.
First of all, where are we?
Exactly. They're in Texas, Austin, Texas, number one. All right. So this is not a talking point. Number two, guess what? So is Belinda. Have you not noticed?
Belinda fits the mold too.
Have you not noticed?
So if y'all are gonna put that label on Chad, I need y'all to analyze Belinda's behavior too, on how much she equals Chad on that regard.
On that part, they are lockstep. Okay, lockstep. Caught that episodes ago.
Episode 1.
Yes, lockstep.
Lydia V, she is too. She is too.
Yeah, she is too. So on that point, in shows like this, I usually don't bring up their political standpoints because honestly, this is a show about relationships. Right. The only time it becomes an issue if Belinda was actually of another political party and he was Magna, then it's an issue. But it's not.
But apart from that, I'm sorry, I haven't. You know what? Chad has not shown me anything other than he really needs people not to like disturb his flow.
True.
I can more chill with Chad than Belinda.
True.
I can more hang with Chad and Belinda, and I can more tell my mama, okay? I can tell my mama, Chad, that he gonna have a little bit strange, but guess what? He gonna cook, he gonna remember the bread and bring the flowers. You're gonna have to handle that flag and stuff, but you're gonna have to pour him a little whiskey neat when he come home. I mean, come on now. I ain't got as much side eye for Chad. I know where Chad's coming from. Belinda, on the other hand, she trying to hide her hand, but the slip is showing.
Yeah. And another thing, we've been this happened back in Love Is Blind too. We've been getting on this real tip just because someone have a drink at the end of the night. All of a sudden, there's some type of alcohol abuse going on. Like, come on.
I ain't saying alcohol abuse though, Trey, but Chad did scare me.
Other people are saying that.
I know, but he did scare me when I saw him pick up that plate of pizza and his hand was shaking a lot. I don't know if that's alcohol or that's old age. But I was like, he had to use his other hand to balance out that plate because it was real shaking. I looked at it 5 times, Trey. Don't test me on that.
Yeah, I got you. Pat be shaking too. So old man shake. This is what happens. Old man shake.
Old man shake. Okay.
Old man shake. Honestly, he probably was low on his sugar. So he needed something to eat. He probably was low on sugar or something.
We don't know what it is. He is a whiskey man. Belinda is a beer gal. Okay, she is a beer gal.
They're both drinkers.
They're both, yes.
They're both drinkers.
Ooh, Jennifer giving us a trifecta. Alcohol, old age, or traumatic stress. Ooh. All
You
three.
know, listen, he may even got a little bit of PTSD for God's sakes. Who knows? But you know what me looking at Chad is, listen, you can say what you want to say. For the most part, he presents himself as a well-adjusted man.
The only
For the
problem I
most
have
part.
is when he's having these issues with production, he
Mm-hmm.
talks about himself in the third person. And I don't know if it's because of military or if it's
Military
because
train.
of something else. And
It's military.
right, and
Military.
that's the only little bit of leeway I would give him. But when he's like, no, 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 oh no, Chad is about
Listen,
tired of y'all. I'm like,
listen. I usually didn't go off that much. I wasn't laid back. I was the type of leader. I was the type of sergeant. As long as you do your job, you ain't gonna never hear nothing from me. You know, just
don't
make sure.
embarrass me or embarrass yourself.
Exactly. But mainly, they even embarrass me. I ain't gonna. If you embarrass yourself, that's on you. Okay. Just do your job. And our job is not that hard. It's really not. Be where you need to be and do your job. Turn in where you got to turn in. That's it. Now, whenever I had to get rowdy, yeah, I was quick to say something like, "Listen, y'all know Sergeant Cameron ain't nothing to play with, so I don't know why you're playing with Sergeant Cameron. Somebody talk to me. What's going on?"
Now, to go to Africa, I agree with you. It's how they perceive and treat people. Chad, though, who's he been treating badly? Production.
That's it.
I don't agree as to treating them badly, but why has he been treating them badly is because you're messing with my money and my schedule. I can't, again, it's a military man, and he's saying they talking to him like he's a child.
And it's always in response to something. It's not like he's starting it or talking to them. It's in response of something.
Right.
To me, that's the key point of this.
Because the other thing is, if you know this, and this is already 30 something days, they already been around Chad before they even started filming. Chad. So you have to have a handler of Chad that's a little bit different. Okay. You have to have a handler. Yes, he signed up for a show, but many people who sign up for a show don't know all the details. All the people that sued Love is Blind, we could tell them too. You signed up for a show, but they don't know. You ain't getting meals. You ain't getting this. You ain't getting bathroom breaks. Yes, you signed up for it. But again, production is long hours. You have to give them a schedule. But Chad needs a handler that can handle him and not like a child. There's a way to handle Chad. And I don't think someone has the skills to handle Chad on that production team.
I may sign up for a show, but that doesn't give you the right to talk to me any type of manner you want. Okay.
But it could be in response to him talking. I'm sorry, Nola, darling. A handler is just like who is in charge of him. That's like movie lingo. You have a handler, somebody who takes you from set to set, somebody who makes sure that your liaison is a handler. I'm sorry if it sounded really bad. But yeah, 16-hour shift days. Yeah.
The reason why I worded the way I did, because we can flash back to the dinner when he wasn't staring at that woman. They flash back to the dinner. They probably had a long day of filming. Probably at the end of that 16 hours, he's tired. He's trying to find some stuff to say, maybe about Belinda, and they're chatting in, trying to feed him words to say. Or don't you want to say this? Or maybe you should talk about this. This is what I meant was they be curating a relationship that's not real. You're feeding him things.
I still think he was looking at the waitress.
He wasn't looking at a woman. He was looking at his food.
But we won't spend all of our time there. Okay. And if y'all want to see, I have the shorts. Okay. In my shorts, you see him looking at the waitress when she walks away with the plate. Trey says he's looking through. Trey's assessment is he's looking through the waitress at his plate. Okay.
Because she took his plate. He wasn't even done. Anybody tell you to take my plate? I wasn't done.
Hey, Chad, if you are listening to our growing channel, okay, you are welcome here. Okay, come on by. You can even have a 2 fingers of your neatest whiskey. While we talk. Okay. Yes, Rosho, go look after the live. I have shorts of the show.
He took his plate.
Team
He was
Trey or
eating.
Team Chad?
He was eating. He took my food. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing I usually get cranky about is my food. Don't be taking my plate food. Don't be eating off my plate. Don't mess up my food. That's the only time I get a little testy.
Right. I really think this is a time where we find out Belinda really didn't like Chad
Yeah,
at this moment. And maybe
yeah.
she held on to that moment when he did snap at production. We don't know if that's the first time she saw that, but I think she's holding on, to that. But
Probably.
yes, we all would be Chad after 16 hours of filming, but I may get quiet and I may just go to bed and not say nothing.
You know what, Rosho? I don't mind sharing my food, but listen to the context of what I just put it. If, say, for instance, hey, baby, you want a plate? You want something to eat? I'm gonna get me this or whatever. You say no. Yes, I'm gonna have an issue if all of a sudden I come in with my little plate and I sit down and I see your little fingers with your manicured or not, your little fingers coming in trying to take a piece of my food. I'm looking at you sideways, like, what are you doing? That's why I asked you, did you want anything? Honestly, I wouldn't even made your own plate. I would have just put more on that single plate so we could eat off it together.
See, Trey is much better than me. I'd make you your own plate. Because you see, there's another short where Derek reaches over into Megan's plate and y'all at the retreat, and Megan is like, what you doing? That's me. That is me. Don't reach into my food. Let me offer it. And y'all, I will tell you, because y'all got me heated again, because Mr. Elson and I had to grow through this. If I have a drink in the car, he has his own drink, and he would just take my drink. Wait, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute now.
Let that man drink your water. Let him drink
No,
behind.
no.
You love your cooties.
No,
You
no,
love
no.
your cooties.
You
got to ask
asked.
for your cooties.
Yes.
You gotta
Yes. Don't. No. Because for me, it's a courtesy thing. For me, it's a courtesy thing. For him, it is two have become one. So it is we. It is our drinks. It is our food. He's like, honey, you could reach into my plate if you want. No. I think that's a sign of disrespect. I need to ask you, may I have some?
I get it. Because, I usually don't reach into other people's plates of food. Actually, I've never really reached into other people's plates of food without asking and, unless we're playing games. Actually, I've never started, you start picking in each other's plates, whatever. I've never done that. They might start with me and I'll do it back, like, oh, you give me that, blah, blah, blah. I'll always ask, are you finished that? Are you going to finish that? If they left something on the plate, I'm like, okay, I get it. Something like that. But yeah,
even if you're done, I will announce too that I'm done. So it's free game. And then too, he knows not to drink. If I made the drink, he knows not to drink after me because he knows it's going to be strong. I would stick by my husband. Belinda isn't careful. She's going to end up alone with only a dog. There's no way I'd let a dog make my husband uncomfortable. Get your air out there on your mat. Thank you, Delphine Azul. Letting us know exactly how you feel about the dog and that we are here about that dog being elsewhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, don't stick your fingers in my food.
But she don't. You know what? I don't think she can't let this dog thing go because that's really her only out of the relationship.
Right. So these two, I think they should say no. Chad really was tearing up, and y'all, I'm sorry. I don't see anything other than the production and changing the schedule. I think what Belinda or any lady in the future with Chad, we still don't know why his 3 previous marriages ended. That is a problem for me. I need to know why. I need to know why. But what we're being presented with, okay? What we're being presented with, I'm like, okay, Chad, disrupting your schedule in a certain manner is a problem. He don't have a problem with her disrupting his schedule, saying, honey, go get a loaf of bread at the store on your way home. He don't have a problem with that. You pick up flowers on the way home. But there's something innate about changing his whole day. And then remember, y'all, when you're filming, you're hurrying up to wait.
True.
And Chad is a man, a military man, a man of a certain
just right dress.
Let's go.
Just right dress. Things got to be on time. I wake up 0600 every morning. Like he's a strict schedule man. Like he doesn't mind changing schedule, but you got to tell him ahead of time. I'm kind of the same way. Like I pretty much I try my best to be amenable to certain things, but let me know ahead of time. So I can try to make changes to my own schedule to accommodate for things. Don't
Right.
just
And
pop up at the last minute. Like what? No, I got things to do, and then try to make me feel bad about it. I think that's actually what happened.
yes, she was trying
I,
to change
I
the
think that's
narrative of
actually
what happened. But here's the thing. Here's the little things about Chad that endeared me to him. Every time it was time to speak, what did Chad do? He put away that tablet and was present.
yes.
He put it away. He put it down.
Yeah.
He was working on something and she came over. As soon as she came over, he put that away.
Yep.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Chad, you know, I need to know why I need to know why his previous marriages ended. We know why this one. We know why number 4 gonna end, possibly.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, we gotta be prepared that they both might say yes and they both might stick it together. Okay? Shouldn't. I don't think so,
Mhm.
but
It,
I don't think so, but
it's kind of funny. We also got to remember from the very beginning. This is why I felt suspect about this mother and daughter thing. From the very beginning, Jalen was the one who signed up for the show. They She kind of signed or kind of spun this on her mom at the last minute, kind of thing, for her to
I don't
do it too.
believe it.
Or you just think that was curated for the
Yes, I think that was curated for us to think that the mother didn't go through and she was, fast tracked through the whole process. I think part of I don't know y'all, but I think part of this, application is, do you know anyone else who would be a
uh
good fit for the show? And you
she
could put
asked her
mom
mom.
and
She
mom
asked
could
her
put
mom.
daughter.
Cool.
And it could be like, oh, this will be interesting since we're going to have people who are more mature. And oh, we have a mother-daughter dynamic. Will we have a son and dad dynamic? I mean, if his dad wasn't married, I would have loved to see Josh and his dad, a dad he just met. I would have loved to see
Hmm.
that. If his
Yeah.
dad is not married and if he was open to the show, that would have been where I would be like, "Ooh, I want to see that." Okay.
Yeah, but Josh wasn't open for that. Josh was like, I just met him, so yeah, I understood. As soon as you said it, like, yo, I just met my dad not too long ago. He didn't want him involved in this whole thing, whatnot, whatever. I get it.
Right. Or a father daughter. If Chad's daughter was, Jalen's age, I would love to see that too.
Yeah, we
But
met her.
again,
We met his daughter at the
right,
wedding, I believe. Yeah.
right before, and she's got the similar personality to him. So again,
Yes.
he's a girl's dad, and that's what endures Chad to me and his banter with his daughter. But you know, definitely, yes, Woody and Miles, they told that they had friends, and that was his best friend, and they both ended up on the show.
Hmm.
Whew. You can't stand Jalen or her mom. I know. Anything else? Because we've got a few more couples to go through.
Yeah. Let's get
And
to
we
it.
are ready. Okay. So, I love to go right after Jalen and Josh this week. Who
Yeah.
Burning Man is not going to be a thing.
I have an issue,
Burning Man is not going to be a thing with these two. She is not going to go. Josh capitulated and say, "Oh well, since it's not going to be the same without you there,
and I have
so
an
we'll
issue with
go
that.
do what you want to do." They did bring their friends together, and there was crickets chirping when the friends asked, "Well, what hobbies do y'all have together? What do y'all have together?" Nothing, nothing at all. Okay, except the friend did note that Jalen is very good with that axe throwing, and she hits her mark in the center every single time. I'll be worried. I'll be worried. But what were your thoughts? We didn't see a lot of them. We heard about Josh, um, but we didn't see a lot of them. But we did see Jalen talk to her mother, saying she saw the text message between Josh and Chad, and it's not what Chad was saying.
Okay, whatever. All right, Jalen. Hmm. Okay. Hold on. And how can you say you saw the text message when how this was set up? You didn't know your mom was going to ask you about Chaz and Josh's conversations. So how in the world did you quote unquote see this text message to even answer that honestly and correctly? Okay, nah, the whole storyline is just like curated. That's the word of this word of the episode. Curated. This whole argument storyline seems put in and curated. So yeah, and also by production, we can't have them saying what's going on behind the scenes like that. So we gotta stomp this in the mud. Jalen, you know what's to say nothing's going on. And you gonna ask Jalen? Why you asking Jalen? You gonna ask Josh. They having a conversation with Josh. If you notice, Josh was nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. I'm like, this is strange. This is a conversation between the two men. And maybe something. It seemed like Chad and Josh was having a conversation. Chad was probably venting more, but Josh was agreeing to some of the stuff. He was agreeing to it. That's what it seemed like the conversation probably went. Because there's been times I can see the production may have had a little bit of a hand in their relationship as well. Because this is where I say I had an issue. I don't like the capitulation. And it really is a principle thing. This is why I said at the beginning, it seemed like on each couple, each guy was making some type of sacrifice or something that they had an issue with or they wanted. All of a sudden, what they had an issue with didn't matter. They just automatically accepted whatever the other side said. And I was noticing a pattern in it with even each and every couple. With the men, especially these last two episodes. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is a little weird. In one situation, that's one thing. And all five, that's weird. That's a pattern. Something is set up here. I'm seeing the okie doke. Now, we've been back and forth on this Burning Man thing. Honestly, it shouldn't really be an issue. If he wants to go to Burning Man, let him. Bro, you can go to Burning Man by your goddamn self. It's not that big of a problem. We went on this whole tangent about, communities. What's the community is? We're going to build our own community. What? Stop it, okay? Curate it. Because it made no sense, okay? It really makes no sense. Y'all going to have other things outside of y'all that y'all going to be interested in. The one question that did come up that I did agree with, what things are y'all going to build with each other? That could be your thing. And they had nothing. So you mean to tell me this whole time, y'all been discussing community is, community that. What you mean community is. What I want to do, what you want to do. Who's going to capitulate? But y'all never actually took the time to discuss, you know what, okay, what can we do together? Honestly, it harks back to last week, if you remember. Josh asked Jalen the question, okay, actually he answered the question, so what type of community are we going to build ourselves? She had no answer. Flash forward to this week, the question is asked to Josh. So what are y'all going to be building together? What's some things y'all can do together? He had nothing because nothing was talked about. So what's really going on here? What's really going on here? This is weird.
Nothing. That's what's going on. Nothing. Because here's the thing. I think where they tripped up is that they both have a different view on what community is. That's what tripped them up. Because here's the thing. Jalen feels like her spin class and her friends are a community. He thinks that is not my community. So we first need to define it. And it could be something as simple as driving out to a distant farmer's market once a month. It could be going grocery store shopping. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch. It has to just be something that y'all can do together. That's it.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Josh, was a lot on his own, so he didn't see it from his grandparents. And she saw negative stuff from her parents. So again, what are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to do together?
You know what? The funny thing is, the capitulation was, to me, it was borderline manipulation, but it was also pure setup. Okay. The only, I'm gonna say it, The only reason why Josh capitulated to this whole Burning Man situation is to get past this whole text message of the ex-girlfriend situation. Okay? Yes, y'all, this is an example of how I keep it fair. Okay?
Cause why? Cause why? Cause Jalen checking his phone, not for Chad text message.
It sure ain't. This leads me back to this reason why I asked that question. How does she know what Chad is saying, Josh? Before her mom even asked the question. How? How would you know this? Unless you're going through people's phones. Okay? And you know what this also tells me? Josh been doing some deleting. Because I still think him and Chad had that conversation.
I think he told Chad, don't text, let's talk.
They talk, yes.
And delete it because Chad says, I spoke to Josh.
I spoke to Josh.
He uses his words correct. I spoke to Josh.
Josh. He didn't text Josh.
He didn't text Josh. And again, look at Chad. Look at Chad's age. Chad's age ain't texting all over the daggone place.
Elsie, oh God, I just put it together. Remember what happened? All right. Belinda and Jalen have the conversation, right? Next thing you see, she's in the conversation with Dr. Pia and Chad, and she says specifically, yes, about the whole situation. I went to the source, and Jalen said to Chad, and they never talked about, that she specifically said, Chad said, I'm getting ahead of myself. She specifically said that Jalen said that she didn't see any messages from Chad, right? If you notice, Chad, he started talking, then he stopped. He went, no, I said I spoke to Chad. And then he's trying to change the subject. It's not about that. He caught wind that, wait a minute, I spoke to Chad. I didn't say I texted him. She said that Jalen said that she didn't see the text messages. That means she going through his phone. Oh, let me stop. I need to go holler at Josh. Hey, bro, listen, you're back against the wall. Listen. Let's give a straight Kevin Hart. The bitch got the drop on us. I'm back against the wall. Back against the wall. Help me. Help me. And next thing we see, Josh is all capitulating. Oh, yeah, we ain't got to worry, Birdman. It's about what we build together. It's all about what we build together. I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute. Nah. I see. That's why it was bothering me. I was like, hold up.
That was the moment Chad's tears dried up a little bit because you saw him go like,
yeah. I ain't say that. Hold on.
Right. Wait a minute. I said I talked. He realized I gotta also. I talked to him. Why are you bringing up text messages?
Exactly. And he changed. He went on a different tangent. You remember that conversation? He changed it over and got the Pia kind of, went into another direction about them coming together, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, no. Chad talked to Josh. He had to talk to Josh. Like, hey, bro.
Chad caught the Mayday.
Yes. Bitch got this is a soldier, okay? He's a soldier. He recognized the enemy has got your communications. He's like, nah. He said, nah, I got to get down and tell my boy. He liked Josh. He likes Josh. Like, I got to tell my boy, hey, bro, listen, I was, me and Belinda were going in, whatever. I told him that we had a conversation. We've been having issue with production, but she said something weird. She was like, I talked to Jalen, and Jalen said that she looked at, she didn't see no messages between me and you. We didn't have any messages. We were talking. That means, I don't know, bro. It sounds like she might be going through your phone. Oh, no.
I think she cloned your phone, my brother. I think
but,
she cloned your phone.
He probably had the facial recognition here with the face. Oh, no.
And he asleep, and she can just pass that phone across his face.
And I could tell that whole conversation with Josh. Josh made it a point It ain't been. Yes, the perimeter has been breached. Yes, the perimeter has been breached. They are inside. Okay, we need to divert and re-strategize. Okay, and guess what it came up with? All of a sudden, Josh is capitulating to Burning Man, and he's going to have an issue with that because he still wants to go to Burning Man, but he just wants his wife to join in on his activities. It was a straight lie. The whole time I felt like, why I feel like he lying? I felt like he was lying. And the funny thing is,
he wasn't lying. He was diverting the troops.
No, he was straight lying. Let me tell you why he was lying. During the whole, and this is going to be wild for me to say, during the whole situation with the girlfriend testing, whatever, this is why I say, okay, this is why I know he's lying. During that whole situation, I think he was telling the absolute truth. The only part that he was dishonest about was the part that he didn't delete her from the phone because he never had any attention to it because he never seen anything wrong with her. Right. In his mind, he's like, she's just an ex. We ain't nothing going on. We just having a conversation with her. In his mind, but it came up when his friends talking about it. Oh crap, I'm in trouble, and that's how he got in a situation with her. And he's in the doghouse. All of a sudden, he found a way to get out of the doghouse. Give her what she wants. Just stop arguing. Stop the argument. Make it seem like she's right. Give her what she wants.
But to clean it up, Trey, okay? Chad is a man of a particular age, and I don't see Chad being a very heavy texter. I see Chad texting you saying, give me a call when you get a chance.
Hey, bro,
call me when you have a minute.
ASAP.
Right. ASAP. Call me ASAP. I don't see Chad sitting there typing out his feelings or typing out his issue. He does not have it in him to sit there and be typing a whole dossier.
I can guarantee you Chad has taught Josh some military terminology, and he's using code words now.
Okay. Now wait a minute. We don't know if Josh hasn't had any military experience. We don't know.
No. So, actually, no. He said when he was high school, he was on some type of cadet something.
So he knows some. He know enough.
Yes.
He know enough.
And you know what? I bet you they CC'd Pat into the whole conversation. And Pat was the one who said, hey, listen, capitulate to the Burning Man.
Right.
Pat's the smart one. If you put together, Pat is the smart one. He's the Air Force guy. He's very smart. He's like, listen, this is what you're going to do. I have a solution. Boom. All right.
But you know what? We cannot have Derek or Will in this group chat because they ain't gonna understand. Derek will tell Megan everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And we can't have that.
Will might get it.
Will get it, but Will don't act calm enough for people not to be suspicious.
You know what it is? Will gonna be like, I don't know why y'all put me this in the first place. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Will keep on deleting, if not filing. Will may put them on mute, so he don't even get the messages.
I ain't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. I ain't hear nothing. So don't come asking me nothing.
But then his wife can go through his phone and then see all of the messages after she unmuted. So again, Derek and Will need to stay out of this group chat. Okay?
I really think I cracked the code on this because that was all set up to. I was like, yo, something is off about this whole situation. It was just off.
Because like, what did they say? Jalen came and said Josh said that Chad invited him for archery.
Yes, so they've been hanging out. They've been hanging out.
So Chad doesn't only want the time to just be away from production to work. He wants it to relax. Remember, Chad did go to archery with Belinda. So why would he call Josh about archery?
Yeah. The talk, and this is new son by marriage. They've been hanging out talking.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. This is new stepfather kind of way, kind of thing, whatever. So yeah. They've been hanging out talking, yeah.
He probably spent more time with Chad than he had with the dad he just met.
I believe that's the absolute truth about them. Absolutely.
Here's a question: Are Belinda and
Yes,
Jalen production plans?
yes. That was going to be my ending point of all this. We felt that from the very beginning when did this mother and daughter thing. It was like, okay, this is a little too good to be true. Why is this like this? How did this even happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah.
Yeah, we felt it with the way they tried to introduce us and say that Jalen just happened to call her mama. Yes. Yes. But is there anything else? Because we have two more couples to go through.
Let's go hit up Derek and what you want to do?
And his
Uh,
expecting fiance. So
production ain't.
Derek, yeah, Derek and Megan, at least we know they're having a conversation. We know that they're going to move into Megan's house. They've been preparing and rearranging and moving stuff around. Derek said that he feels like a husband now, doing all of the husband, the honey-do list. And he said what is not going to happen is a dad bod. I'm
I
sorry,
believe.
was that a slight of Chad? What's not going to happen is a dad bod. But what
I
they
mean,
did do was babysit those kids. I was very, very worried about that sloped backyard, but my uncle has the same thing. That sloped backyard. And all Megan could say about babysitting the three boys is that they're sticky. Okay? She's tired and they are sticky little boys.
yeah,
They had a good time. The boys did not want to go home to their parents. And Megan had a look of frantic of please take your children with you when you leave. But they had a good time with the kids. Megan is preparing for a baby room. And Derek had his panic moment when Megan said, we need a bigger house if you want your three kids. But I don't hear them talking anything, Trey, about surrogacy or any other means. But what we did find out is pranks do have a cost. Because when they tried to tell Megan's parents that they were expecting, Mama didn't believe them because she
yeah,
knows
because
how they are with pranks. Talk about them, Trey.
well, Mama didn't even because she know Megan be playing too daggone much, So, but like we said last week, Megan's a terrible pranker. She wants to prank other people but can't take it herself. Nah, you can't be that way. You just can't be that way. This whole, you know what? I believe their relationship is going to be crystallizing. They're going to be a yes, both of them. Going to be a yes. That's what's going to happen. The issue that I see for them going forward is that Derek's gonna. I think Derek's the type of man he's gonna do everything that he can to keep that relationship going. He's gonna be all in. He's gonna do everything he can to keep that relationship going, keep that marriage going. Megan is the one that I'm 50-50 about because this episode, this is. I didn't want to be presumptuous and say this a couple of weeks ago, but this is the first time she says something that kind of leans towards this thought I'm about to have, what I'm about to portray. This was the first time that I felt like Megan. It's this is the first time I felt like she just wanted the baby, but she wanted it from some type of decent stock. It's when you say that. So she somewhat put her trust into this expert pool to produce a decent man, and she got one because she seemed to be falling into the mindset of how can I say that? She's falling to the mindset of God, this is no nice way to say it. She's falling into the mindset of she wants the baby but not the husband. She somewhat cares about the marriage but not the man she's married to. She wants to be in a marriage but doesn't have a care to who she's actually married to. I'm gonna be honest. The only reason why I've this affects me a little more than others because that would happen in my marriage when I came to that conclusion, or that conclusion was actually the honest truth was told to me, and that was hard for me to come to terms with, because I was like, I married you because I wanted to be married to you. It was hard for me to realize you just wanted to be married because you wanted the title of wife and to be married. I'm not saying that she didn't love me, because I believe she actually did. It's just that her reasoning for getting married wasn't my reasoning. And it led to a lot of the issues that we had. Like, I'm sitting here trying to fight for us, and you are acting like you have no care in the world. And the reason why you don't have any care in the world is because honestly you didn't care about me in the first place like that. You just wanted the title. And that's what Megan is starting to give me. She wants the title so bad. And honestly, that stems from her mother a little bit. Her mother's been getting on her probably for years now. When are you getting married? Are you ever going to find somebody? How you going to find? Are you going to find somebody that's going to be able to deal with you? You know, but it is weird now. Just my last little point. It is weird to me. Well, you know what? Not only is it weird to me, it's weird to Megan. I think she's had that mindset, and then it's good. I'm way past it years ago, but just something that you had to deal with at the time. You're like, oh wow, it was tough at the moment. It was tough. Even went through some therapy after before. You're like, yeah, whoa, this was new to me then. It was new, but it's weird. What was weird to me and also weird to Megan, the man that she's married to, the mom and dad actually likes. And it's given like they like him more than her. Wow. So Megan is in a pickle. I think she feels herself in a pickle here. She's with someone that she wasn't sure. If you notice, she said this in the beginning, she was unsure if her mother and father were really going to be accepting of this whole situation. And she even warned Derek about that in the very beginning. Now we get to it, and it seems as if they've gotten to know Derek a little bit from what they've known. Yes. Baby, you brought home the bacon, and that's throwing her off. It's throwing her off with herself and with him.
And he comes from good stock. We like him and his parents.
Yes,
don't mess this up. I know her mama is probably don't mess this up. Or yes. you expecting his kid? You already married. You expecting his kid. You're doing it the right way. Don't mess this up. We like him and his mama and daddy.
He's one of them ones. And this is why I give Megan a little bit of bail, because this probably is a little messed up. She's probably feeling that pressure because you don't want to be in a situation where, oh wait, you actually get a decent man, a good one. You get a decent one, and you don't want to be you don't want to be the reason that is messed up because of you.
Well, is he really that decent of a man?
And for her criteria, he is decent enough for what they want out of someone. We're not saying he's perfect, because nobody is perfect. But for what they want,
I'm just thinking, has he really gotten over this 3 kids thing? I know she played a Josh. Yeah, we can have 3 kids to just get away from the argument.
Exactly.
But again,
he's dead on it. This is what scares me in the future about this. He's dead set on it. I think she just wants someone, really. Hopefully, it could be twins, and it could be just, you just settle for that and be done with it. Him, her mother, and honestly, her father to a certain extent, they're on lockstep with the 3 kids playing too.
Yes, they are. Daddy is definitely there. He kept quiet because he agreement with it, and Mama is like looking at her like, "You better, you better." All he wants is 3 kids. All he wants is 3 kids out of you. You better stop playing, girl.
I'm gonna hold your hand right through it. Like, just what it's given. That's why I said, low for her.
Mama says we women have to endure. That I can hear her mama telling her.
That was crazy. That was crazy. And you know what? It just I don't want to sound. I hope this doesn't come off misogynistic when I say this, whatever. But given their particular background and situation, given their particular back, I'm gonna say it with my chest. Given their particular background and situation, that's the only thing Megan really has to worry about. They ain't poor. They ain't got to worry about money like that. They really have no stress of the stresses really going on. And that's between the both of them, her and Derek. Derek is okay. He's well off. He's okay. He does well. Her family, oh yeah, they're going to be fine.
And they don't mind he's not part of the family business.
Yes, he got his own money. He got his own business stuff going on. On top of that, this is why the mama looking at her, oh no, you can pop these babies out. You're fine. That's the only thing you got to do.
She probably gonna rub her back and say, well done. You done it before 8 weeks. Well
and
done.
On that note, that's where I will feel some type of sympathy for Megan on. Because I truly don't think that's something she really wants, but she's not really vocalizing it at all. She's halfway going with the program, but also halfway like pushing back against it in certain ways. I'm like, okay, now you're half-assing it here. What do you really want?
But she was very, very mature and letting him know, hey, we have a decision day come, heck or high water. Because guess what? As the old song would say, is the baby is on the way no matter what. Okay? The baby is on the way. I do not have to keep you as my husband. But I did think it was a little performative the way she said it.
Yes. And this is why I said production ain't ish. The way they portrayed it last week, they made it seem like he was going to have such a huge, there's going to be a big talking point issue about it. Really big issue to him. And I can see why. Because even though I understood what she was actually trying to say, and it's the truth of the situation, especially given the situation they're in. I also get Derek's point. Girl, we are pregnant. We are married. I ain't going nowhere.
Anywhere.
Okay? This is a wrap.
You have to scrape me off.
I'm telling you, he ain't going nowhere. He is locked in. He do like you.
Yes.
I do think he genuinely likes you. He generally does have feelings for you. Okay? It's the only issue really is, can y'all different personality styles learn to work with one another? That's really the only main issue. And they honestly kind of can. It just have little quirks.
Yeah, but finishing that honey-do list gives you a whole lot of points.
Yeah, okay.
Whole lot of points. Because we saw Derek working at her place.
He was out there. He was out there doing the do.
I mean, hey, ladies, we love it if we give you a list because she wanted to make sure you're going to get that thing hung up. You do all these other things, but you're going to get these things hung up, right?
Out there buying vehicles. What? Already getting vehicles?
That's a sign of their relationship. Derek. He's like, oh, look at this car. Look at this car, Derek. But yeah, she's like, should we get this one? We didn't hear anything. And the time that they went for that car, y'all, and the time we saw them drive off with that car was still daylight.
Yeah, they
were not sitting there financing that vehicle.
No, they're all right. Okay. They're all right.
They weren't waiting until nighttime to have everything run through and all the paperwork signed.
And they're out of there.
Bye.
Cashier's check. Done.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We out of here.
She probably called her daddy to get the price negotiated down because I don't know if Derek could negotiate it down. But it was I was watching it. They drove off with that car. It was still daylight.
Yeah, we out of here. We getting this. We good to go. Okay. And it was honestly, it was a good purchase. Get nice SUV. Makes sense. Go ahead and plan out for the future. It's good. It's good.
Sign and drive. Yes.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Was there anything else about Megan and Derek that you wanted to cover? Because we got the main event. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my God.
You ready for the main event?
Let's do it.
Okay.
mercy.
You gonna change your shades for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
Whew. At the same time, Will and Brittany. Okay, this week, y'all, we saw that Will and Brittany. Okay, they were looking like they were going in stride. They certainly had a better understanding. Brittany says she understands him better. She understands him better. But we got on our lake date, and he says he loves her. The way he loves her is different. And he says, hey, you're discrediting the way that I express love, and I really don't like it. And then she gets
That was
emotional.
true.
So
That was true.
they understand. Brittany is more emotional, and Will is more in his head. And he really I saw on that lake date that Will was tired. Will was tired of it. Now, how I also saw Will was tired, and if y'all catch my recap, he was going away for work again. Okay, I bet he was going to the apartment to stay there for overnight to catch his flight. And he pulled her onto his lap, and she was stretched out on top of him, looking quite delightful. Okay, I'm not objectifying the young lady. She's quite delightful. And, you know, I have not seen a man who is attracted to his wife not grab and hold on to said apples when they're, you know, perfectly open for display.
I understand why he didn't.
And I understand too.
Because he know that camera is up there.
He knows the camera is up there, and also he didn't want to give her too much. Okay, he never gives her too much, never too much, never too much.
She can't handle it. She cannot.
She cannot handle full throttle Will. If she was the object of his direct attention, she couldn't handle it. Okay, she couldn't handle it. But here's the thing. I asked this in my recap as well. Will they do have to separate all the couples? Y'all separate the night before decision day. We get to start Will and Brittany's decision day. Here's what's happening. Will decides to call Brittany while she's getting together. He's dressed and say, hey, it's going to be a no for me, dog. That's not what he said, y'all. He just said, and there's a short about it. He just said, I just called Brittany and I told her it's a no. She said to the makeup artist, I'm going to lose my I'm about to lose my production. I don't want to hear you. I'm about to lose it. And she walks out or walks into the bathroom and is not in the living room.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. What he say? What he say? Production. What he say? Tell me what happened.
All I know is, Brittany, you better not be begging this man next week to stay married.
She will.
Trey, you need to talk.
What did you talk about specifically? What are you talking about specifically?
Talk about Will and Brittany, because I'm telling you, if she goes begging this man to stay, baby, please stay.
We know it's going to happen. Now, okay, I'm going to start out by saying this. This is another situation, okay? I know people have been back and forth about this all season. I'm going to say it very definitively from my point of view. I think Will actually does like her. The problem is she exhibits certain behaviors that he knows he can't deal with on a long-term purpose, okay? Funny thing is, we all see it too. Because we can't sit here and act like Will's issues with her is not valid. Because they all are. Some of Brittany's issues with Will has direct correlation to how she's been dealing with him. Not by him per se, if you notice. All of her issues is always about how he is engaging with her. And how he is engaging with her is always in response of what she is doing or how she's acting every single time. Now, here's the funny thing. And I knew this. I should have said it last week. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. As long as Will is by her, he voiced it perfectly when he was talking to production after he said it's going to be a no. As long as he's around her, he spends most of his time and thought process into dealing and navigating her emotions. He never actually has to sit with his thoughts of how he actually has to feel with her. Never. As soon as he gets away from her, Now he has a chance to actually sit and think about it. And he's a thinker. He's a very logical person. I'm a very logical person. Elson is a very logical person. You give us time to sit and think about a certain situation, we're going to come up with certain scenarios, how certain things are going to go forward.
But I play too much Trey.
Yeah, I mean, you like games like that. You know, this is different. It's slightly different. But you still going to sit there and be like, wait a minute. Start analyzing the thing. You like, you know what? Am I going to be okay with having to deal with this woman's emotions for years to come? And specifically, her lack of controlling her own emotions.
Yeah, I couldn't really deal. I couldn't really
It
deal
couldn't
with
be me.
Brittany.
It couldn't be me.
Being swept up in your emotions, I really couldn't. Because my thing is,
And
we can't get past the conversation if you're so deep in your emotions. I'm sorry.
the other side of it is she's a child. She's a child.
Oh, now you're being mean. You're
That's
being
not
mean,
me.
Trey. Oh, you're
Not me.
mean.
That's not
Ooh.
me. She gets very childlike and wants to whine about certain things.
Wait,
And
hold on.
Will is finding himself, I have to manage a child before we can even have a child. Wait a minute.
Ooh,
I
wait,
don't know if I can do that.
hold on, Trey. Hold on. Give me a
And you're
second.
mean to most people.
Am I mean?
Mean as fuck.
Oh, Peter, please.
Oh, you real mean.
No,
You real mean.
it's not.
Ooh.
It can't. It's the truth. Okay, it's the truth. All right. Most of us in here. I'll be honest with you. Most of y'all women in here don't have the capacity to deal with Brittany. As a friend, I would say that most of y'all, but y'all, you would have a hard time if you had a best friend like Brittany.
I
If you
would.
had- whoo,
I would. It's like
Oh,
I would be sheer. I would be sheer like in Moonstruck. It'll be snap out of it. I'm gonna need you to snap out of it.
I'm gonna ask. No, go one. Nola. Yes, this is why I said earlier. All the things that she has said about him, he has done it, but it's always in response to her. It's never been something that him himself has done. The only thing we as the audience have seen, Will comes off to be a little cold at times, or or not engaging or unemotional.
But is she needy because again he's not feeding her?
And he can't.
Because she'll be turned to a stage 5 clinger.
Yes, think about it. He saw it from the very beginning. If you notice it,
she's responding to the drought. She's responding
Yes.
to not getting any emotions or whatever. But here's my gripe: I'm not on that level of Trey as far as Brittany. Okay, I need her at some point to stop trying with this man. At some point, you have got to stop, my sister. You have got to. He is not mirroring. He is not giving you any emotion. What you need to do is shut it down. I can't take. We are 35 days begging him. Stop.
She can't.
What do you mean you can't?
She cannot. She cannot. At least at this point in her life. Maybe after she rewatches herself. So sometimes you gotta see yourself in certain situations to make you realize, oh, wait a minute, okay, I need to repair some things. But she's pretty much said it. The way Brittany has showed up, I can guarantee you, this is the issue she's been having in every relationship that she's had. And she always said it always goes up to a couple of months and then they leave, they end because they can't deal with what you doing. Just too much. Like Will, this is messed up to say. Will has been breadcrumbing her because he has to breadcrumb her. If you give her the whole loaf, she's gonna try and steal the whole store. Just take it. Like, you got to be careful with people like this. I'm being dead serious. You got to be careful when you're dealing with people like this. Because I think it was very telling when she said she was about to lose her ish. She's a crash out. Okay? She's a crash out. She was ready to start throwing stuff. I could see it in her eyes. And she was holding herself tight. I don't hit like She had to hold herself because she knew it was She's a crash out.
It's either she's deep in her feelings crying or she's a crash out. My thing is either way, y'all should have called this quits early on.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all should have called this quits early on when that man wasn't giving you anything. When you had that whole scare on when he decided he gonna take everything off the table because y'all had that dust up on the honeymoon. That should have been your first indication of starting to pull back. But it gives me, I just want a husband, and it gives me from Will, I don't know how to have a wife. You see, here's the other thing we don't know about Will. We know Brittany's relationships don't last longer than 3 months. What do we know about Will's relationships? All we heard is one long-standing one.
That's it. Because the only thing, we've been smothered by Brittany's antics. We've never had a chance to get to Will at all. This is why what he said was so poignant when he said, you know, whenever I'm around her, I'm all tied up in dealing with her emotions. I never had a chance to, you know, deal with mine because we never did. He always have to deal with her. So that doesn't give you room to talk about him and his past or whatever. It was always about her. You know, and what she's feeling this week or this day. I need to be validated this way. Do you like me? Are you going to say yes on decision day? I need you to tell me, are you going to say yes on decision day?
That would piss me off. Constantly asking me every day, am I going to be a yes on decision? That would piss me off. It's like, wait a minute, I have no obligation to tell you. And y'all, it would piss me off if you constantly asking me who I voted for. Because I tell you, you know, I tell all my friends, voting is a confidential right. You don't need to know. If you keep asking me every day, have your feelings grown? It's like, I don't have chance for it to grow because all I'm growing is annoyed.
To Miss Lola, no one has asked him. It's not that you could be right. He may not want us to know, but think about it. No one has asked him either.
No one.
The question has never been asked of him, his past relationships, this, that, and third. At least on camera that we saw.
Right. What has been asked of him is, you know, his preferences. What is he like? What is he not like? That has been asked of him. Yes, he has been dodgy in some of those where he said, just be yourself. Do I annoy you? Just be yourself. Those he's been dodgy with.
That was a yes. Yes, you annoy me.
Daggone it, Trey. You see, that's why I played that in Peter. You mean AF. I mean, come on, Trey. You mean today.
You know it's the truth. You as soon as he
I'm trying to get these two people to grow. See, I have been a Will and I have dated a Will. So I know Will because I have been Will myself. And y'all, and that's to play games. Again, that is to play games. But it is also to keep someone at a distance and not let them in. Because you're like, I don't want them in my bubble. I'm not going to stay here long.
I have had Will-like moments. If I was in a situation like Brittany, I would probably be acting like Will too. Now this chick is a little too off for me, a little too touch, but I do like her. But I can see what the future would be with her, and it's not. It's a no. It has to be a no, because just keep it real, be honest, there would never be peace there if this stays the way it's going. There's no peace there.
It won't be, because my thing is, how does it look like peace for either one of them? Somebody being with either one of them. And Will's mama was there, y'all, and Will's mama say he don't show his emotions. He don't let his heart be on his sleeve, and you have to be, very much a safe space. And again, That's why her question to him at that dinner on the honeymoon, does it take a long time for you to open up or not? He dodged
Yes,
that question. That
because
is
it
why.
does. Because it does.
He dodges that question because he didn't want to answer. Now, Trey, let's lighten the load. How long are you eating leftovers in the fridge?
I give it about 3 days, 3, 4, maybe.
So you with her? She says, no more than, well, no, she said 2 days, didn't she?
Yeah, she was like 2 or 2. I give it 3 or 4. It depends on what it is, because some stuff can last a long, some stuff can't.
Yeah, of course. Of course if it lasts. Come on now.
Yeah,
Of course if
if
it
I
lasts.
make
I'm not asking you to eat spoiled food.
yeah, that's crazy. If I'm making a whole pot of spaghetti, that's gonna last a while. Spaghetti's gonna last a good while. That's a good week's worth.
And y'all can put in the chat what's the longest. I could eat whatever it is if it doesn't spoil. I could eat the same thing for 5 days. Now,
Yep.
I may end up
I
changing a
change
side or
sides.
two.
Yeah,
You
change
know,
sides.
I may change a side or two, but okay, we have some Lydia V is 2 days max. I can eat, definitely leftovers for a while. But again,
it's kind of interesting. I had to learn how. I've been doing it for the last I say 5 years or so. I had to learn how to um curve the amount of food I eat, or even make. Because
yes, so it can last.
yeah, because beforehand I was, I'm from the country. I'm used to making big meals. My mom cooked for the whole house. She made enough for the houses. It probably could last 2 or 3 days, depending on what's going on.
Yes,
So
definitely. My
when I
kids are.
got
Go ahead.
your kids, you say your kids what?
My kids, if they are leftovers, okay.
Yeah,
I have
that's
2 boys and a husband. My husband, though, is on his healthy juicing stuff, juicing everything, fix. But if there are leftovers, yeah, I could have them for days on end.
Yeah, it was. I had to know it, but then especially when I got on my own, I was still cooking the same amount of food. I'm like, this is too much food for one person, so I had to learn how to actually cook for the amount that I'm cooking for. With one person, 2 people, 3 people. Now I got that down pat.
Because you learned your mama's recipe for the whole.
Yes, yeah, I did. I learned my recipe for like family. So whenever I was in a family, when I was married, yeah. I did a lot of the cooking. I did most of the cooking, actually, 90% of it. So it was like, yeah, whole house we eating good.
So here's the other question. Trey's from the South. He done said that.
South Carolina.
Yeah, when you avoid, leftovers do not exist. I have to tell them, don't touch this. Don't handle my food. This is mine. I'm taking it for lunch the next day. So Trey, are you like Will, low key for your birthday, or do you need a large celebration?
You're
taking too long. You're taking too long.
I know. I had to think about it because when it was happening, it was Will. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I do like the low key kind of things. I don't need a big super party or whatever, blah blah. But if if you invite my group of friends over, like my tight group of friends where we hanging out, go out, whatever, or something like that, we have a cookout. Yeah, I love that. That'd be great. Invite the homies.
I'm a low key person. I can disappear.
Yeah, I don't need to have. Oh no. I don't need to be in the club. We tearing the club up tonight, big party, buying tables. Nah, I don't need all that.
The largest thing I did was dinner at a spot, and then another time we had like 2 aisles at Top Golf, and that's about it. And those were milestone birthdays. Those weren't, but that was about it. And I could just disappear or have a spa day and just speak to nobody, turn my phone off, and I have a wonderful day.
Like back when I was in college days, I started this, and that was the best time of the whole year for me. But back in college days, I had a friend. Me and her birthday was within the same week, so I would throw a cookout at my house, and we would invite all our group of friends over, the whole friend group, whatever, and they might bring a guest or whatnot. And so the house be like it'd be like maybe 40 people there total for the night. And on my only rule was bring a bottle. Whoever's
Of
come,
course,
you bring a bottle.
an unopened bottle. You got to
Yes,
specify.
bring a bottle or a beer keg. We had a friend, he bring a keg every damn year. Bring a whole keg. But somebody bring a bottle. I would have everything else. I would buy the food, and I'd be cooking out on the grill or whatnot, and we had the music going. We just having a good night.
Yeah,
We just have
we're kind of low key on birthdays. My husband would be like, "Yeah, happy birthday," and that's it. He don't need nothing else at all. It's like acknowledge the day. Okay, but those were two things that popped up with Will and Brittany. I will say that Will, I need to know what made you intentionally not share with Brittany. What was it that caused Will? Was it exactly what happened on the honeymoon? Why he said he pulled back?
probably so.
Or was it something else? And, consistently, what happened? Why did
Well,
he continue like that?
to me, it started from right at that point, and it was downhill afterwards. It was downhill afterwards. They finally got to a plateau area with their experts' help a little bit, whatnot, but it was downhill afterwards. The moment I know a lot of people, it seemed like some people didn't want to agree with this, which I found was strange. The moment he showed some proper emotional regulation by putting the stop on the sex part after what happened, because he should have, that was the correct thing to do. Ever since then, it's been, we've been looking at him like it's something weird and funny. When honestly, I would say this: he has been a little too in control of his own emotions and stuff like that, because he doesn't have us. That, to be honest, is this really a safe space for him to even express those on this show with these people that really are strangers, with these experts, and with this woman who obviously can't really deal with emotions? No. Yeah, I would hold a lot of things in too if I was him in this situation. But I can be the only difference with me. I can be a little more expressive. I probably would have been a little more expressive.
I mean, Lydia V, I don't like to diagnose, but he could be neurodivergent. I don't know. He gives me very analytical and,
Yes,
very analytical, and that's why I could say I'm more lean on the personality of Will. I would be like that in that situation where I'm not leaving, I'm staying there. I will give you the bare minimum. I will give it just enough not to come off as a complete a-hole on TV.
yeah, I'm the
I'll
same.
give you a hug, I'll kiss you on the forehead, on your cheek or whatever,
I
and you
would have been the
realize he pulls her in to hug her to get her to hush.
same. Yeah, because she'll go off on a tangent, like way out. Y'all talking about one specific thing, and she does this a lot. You're talking about one specific thing, and somehow she parlays it into, oh, is this an issue for me? Is this an issue you don't like me? Does this mean you don't like me? I'm like, oh my god, we wouldn't be talking about that. Come here, just kiss me.
So that shows you she is also analytical, but on an emotional side.
Yes, yes.
Again, remember she's an HR. She's got to manage people. She got to manage their, career or maybe even their emotions if she's the sounding board for someone in HR. So again, I mean, I wonder what she
Miss
spirals a lot, and I don't know what she does to kind of self-soothe, but I can give her this grace. She did want to be married. She wanted to be someone's wife. And I think she came into this jumping in all in that I am your wife and this is going to be forever.
and
I don't know if Brittany came in thinking it could be 8 weeks and done.
this will always be the Achilles heel of the show, even to what to go to Africa is saying. I'm with you, but I only can go but so far on that. And the reason being, This show is set up in a way. These are not normal relationships. The closest thing this is akin to is arranged marriages. But we live in a society that does not have arranged marriages as a culture. That's a culture you have to grow up into to fully accept. We don't accept that well in this Western culture. We just don't. And it goes to what Miss Nola has said earlier. Or what she has said. It was the last comment Miss Nola had said. Oh yeah, people share a lot before marriages. They do, but this is not a typical marriage. They didn't know each other beforehand. This is a complete stranger. And most people don't tell a complete stranger, whether you married to them or not, all your business. They got to earn that.
Most people don't sleep in a bed with a complete stranger that very night.
Well, yes, they do, unfortunately.
I'm saying most. I didn't say people don't.
Yeah.
I said most people.
We are very backwards in this part of the world, if you know.
Oh, you're making excuses for Will.
It's not to be excuses. It's the fact. These are real facts we're dealing with in these situations. We got to wake up to them. Like, you're expecting, oh my God, are you trying to tell me you're the type of person you can get married to somebody tomorrow? You ain't never met them, and you're just going to tell them all your deep, darkest secrets to. I'll be hard pressed to believe if you're going to tell me that's the truth.
But even if you're not telling your deepest, darkest secrets, I think I want you to be a little bit expressive. I mean,
I agree with
that. He's a little too guarded from the beginning.
He's a lot guarded. Very guarded.
But again, you know, as you said, this show is curated to create a show. And it could be why they put them together. She is overly expressive, and he keeps his cards close to his chest. Yeah, most people are, you know, that's the one thing why I also stopped going to the grocery store. People would just stop and just tell you all their business.
You know, you're right. Elsie, I don't know. Should I tell you what happened the other night?
Go ahead and tell it.
I'm in the truck stop. I'm walking through the store. I was on my way to get something to eat. And I was trying to decide between Subway and this place called Chester's. As I'm walking through the store, I'm going into the part where the food court is. I'm walking through. I had my earphones in. I see this older lady. She's standing off to my left. I see her look at me and she starts talking, right? And I didn't realize she was talking to me at first. So I was like, oh, wait. I put my earphones on. I'm sorry, were you talking to me, ma'am? And she just goes, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, did you know what I saw when you came around the corner? I saw Coming to America. You look like a king coming around this corner. I was like, okay, all right.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't know how to take that. I was just like, what? Okay.
Is the old lady working you, Trey?
Nah, I said, well, okay, thank you, ma'am. And I kept walking, right? Thank you, ma'am. Kept walking. Thinking about, that's weird. Okay. In my head, I'm going, she's your queen. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm trying to make an order. The guy is talking to me about what I want my sandwich or whatever. Tell me why she's still talking. Like, yeah. And, you know, and I just, and, you know, my son drives trucks too. Well, what company you work for? Oh, yeah. We do this and that and third. Oh, you know what? I'm actually got our truck and I'm in our flatbed and he does flatbedding. I'm like, why is this lady telling me her whole life story?
All her business.
All the business.
She wants somebody to talk to. Y'all don't talk to each other on them CB radios.
Nah. It was weird. It was so weird that the guy that was making my sandwich is a white guy. He looked off-putted. He was just like, yo, what is going on? I'm looking at him. He looking at
you
me.
With her?
Looking at each other. Like, nah, no. He knew what he. The thing that made it weird was that she was talking so loud. She was talking so loud that the whole store was watching her talk. Like she was just loud for no reason. It was weird. It's very
Somebody
strange.
needs to come get their mama. Here's a question for you. Black Woman's Essentials want to know, why did William do this show?
Just like everybody else do the show. same reasoning. Half of them get recruited. The other half, oh, okay, this might be cool. Just try it, do it, whatever.
I need to know if Will applied or if he was recruited.
Mm-hmm.
I think he applied.
Good question. Probably did. Okay, let's also be for real. Half of the, I'm being nice when I say this. Half of the people who apply for these shows, a lot of them are a little off to begin with. To be like, you know what? I want to go on a show, a dating show for the most part, to see, if I could be either married at first sight or go on this dating show to possibly get married or this, that, and third. Yes, we come to find out most of these people are a little touched in the first place, a little bit in some way.
We all are.
Yeah, some way, shape, or form. They're just touched in the way that they want to be on national TV to be looked at
while we're on YouTube.
Yeah, I can say you all are. You had a point.
But I mean, what
we're talking about them.
I'm sorry to say, as you said, it's good curating. I'm sorry to say this is good casting.
Yeah.
This is good casting. Even if you have to cast her with Will, I think what has happened, whoever picking these people to match up with each other, they did a better job aesthetically of matching people.
They look good together.
They do look excellent together. The thing is, when we get to the emotions, when we get to the sharing and caring, my problem with Will would more be his loud fashion sense.
Oh my God.
I ain't got no other problem because I would play the game, or we would at least talk about it and be like, I would have been stopped trying. Brittany trying much longer than I did. When we came back from the honeymoon and moved in, I would have been done trying.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give it up because listen, we're from a different era, okay? I have to realize that now. We're from a different era. Okay. Yes, I saw it. Yeah. We're from a different era. And these guys, this is how they're dressing now.
Yes, they are.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I mean, they're listening to Young Thug. Just put it, yeah.
They're wearing pearls.
Start there. And it's cool now. It's cool. They took what Prince did back in the day, and because he made it just essential for him. That's just Prince. But now it's a fad. It's a whole thing. We just, yeah.
Welcome in. I'm guessing it's Billy Girl. Brittany isn't much different to Rhonda. Takes up the whole relationship with her emotions. Wow.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Because we haven't learned about his relationship history.
No. They suck up the air out of the room.
I know, Jennifer. I know he don't dress like that all the time. He could have been on vacation that dress because we saw how he dressed for business. But I'm going to need you business casual all the time.
You can't tell him that. You can't. That's his. Listen, if it don't work, the only thing you can say, it don't work for you. That's it. You can't date a man that dress like that.
It don't. I have been very, very good, y'all, to Will, because that dangling earring, he would have been done.
That really bothered you.
Always, a man with a dangling earring is diabolical. And if he has two, we are done. I have been gracious to Will this entire time. That dangling earring got to go. But that's just me, y'all. That's just me. Will, if you do come interview here, I wouldn't mind if you wear the dangling earring. Just know that I'll probably have a little more bite to my questions. Okay? I don't mind the lace shirt because, again, my Caribbean roots. Some men wear a crochet shirt. So I wouldn't have minded the lace shirt.
The color threw you off.
No, it's the combination of the lace, the pearls, and the dangle earring. It's the whole combo.
He didn't have on pearls.
I need you to go back. I need you to go back and see his necklace. I
I
need you to
take
go
it.
back and see his
Wait,
necklace.
were
Okay.
they seashells or pearls?
It was the seashells.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, our slogan is keep Austin weird. No, there are some crochet pink, there are some crochet. I'm telling you, my Caribbean brethren do wear some different. And if y'all know that like the crochet vests that you see some men with, some of them use it, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it is a stereotype. I just have not seen that men that have the dangle earrings, if they, they ain't diabolical. I haven't met one yet that isn't.
Oh, and to answer your question, Miss Nola, no, we don't know anything that we don't know anything before we don't know anything about Will before Brittany started sucking the air out of the room, because she started sucking the air out of the room immediately when it first met. So yeah, it started from the very beginning. There was no time to really get to know him. The most, funny thing, the most we got to get to know Will that we never touched back on again was when he was having a conversation with her parents.
Right. That
That's
was
the
the
most.
most.
That was the most. And again, when she was talking to her family, because he was having a good old time over there. Good old time. Will opened up. He was, hey, laughing and talking, having a good old time.
To go to Africa, remember Mondays at 8:05 p.m. You could talk freely. Or you ain't got to cam up. You ain't got to cam up. Okay, but remember Mondays at 8:05 EST. I have a whole show, which also includes unsolicited advice, where we have people who have certain, questions. They have a need for advice. I have one for the general public tomorrow, Sunday at 5:05 p.m. that has 4 requests for advice, and we get a little spicy. But in members, on Member Mondays, y'all can speak freely. You know that. And we have some deep conversations. And, we talk about everything under the sun. Last week, we talked about perimenopause and menopausal changes with women. We had that serious conversation, which we could have again. We have so many new people here tonight. I appreciate all of you being here. Please look around the channel. If if you have enjoyed yourself, look around the channel. There are other things that you may enjoy, as well as Married at First Sight Austin. I also cover Married at First Sight UK. That'll be tomorrow at noon. And also, I have Unscripted, where you, the audience, on Fridays at 5:00, you tell me what we're talking about. You tell me. I also cover Ready to Love, and y'all, Love is Blind Italy is coming on the 1st of December. Trey,
Mm-hmm.
any last words about this couple?
I guess get ready for the begging. It's gonna be like old school begging right here. R&B, old school R&B begging.
It's going to be Baby Please. It's going to be James Brown Please. The whole song is Please, Please, Please.
You know what? It's gonna be. I was thinking it's gonna be old school. Am I dreaming? You remember that video? Am I dreaming? And she had to come back. I'm sorry.
No. No. I hope not. I hope not, because here's my thing. I really feel for Brittany and that young lady. Why would you want to be with a man who makes you feel so emotionally volatile? I mean, why would you want to be with a man that elicits you crying in a bathroom, elicits this kind of emotional response? I wouldn't want to stay there.
But Elsa, that's the problem. She's gonna be, in your words, emotionally volatile whether he's there or not. That's who she is right now. That's why I said earlier, maybe not until she sees herself, like she looks back on this and sees herself, that maybe it will force a change. Because sometimes it takes for you to like see yourself like, oh wow, am I really coming off that way? Did I really act like that? To make you be like, you know what? Nah, I need to change this. I need to fix this. But honestly, I don't think it has nothing to do with Will. She pretty much said verbatim, she does this in all her relationships. This is a pattern This has nothing to do with him. This is a pattern we're talking about that we had a chance to see. This is a pattern, So it ain't gonna stop with him unless she really does
Right.
something about it.
Right. She wants the title of wife. Linda
Yeah,
V,
that's true.
yes. She thinks having a husband is the end all be all because remember, she keeps saying none of her sisters got married. She gonna be the first one. Now, why marriage is held to such a high standard, I don't know. Almost feels like, the young ladies who are defined by marriage. If I'm not married and have a kid and a house and that dog and picket fence, then it is not a life that I have accomplished. And it's like, don't take this just to have it. What do you mean his pattern? He has a pattern of not opening up to her. That's my
Yeah,
pattern for him. He has a
that's
pattern of
it.
not opening up for her and have her like emotionally, not on a firm surface. It's like you're constantly wondering if he likes you. Okay, I need her to have a I don't give a attitude. I don't care if you like me or not. I know I'm wonderful. I'm great. I got some things to work on. I don't give a dang. I need
And he
that. I don't give a dang.
and he probably would have got a different reaction to him if she would have shown that. Got a much different reaction. Because
Yeah.
if you notice, she just on the little segments that we saw. If you notice, like say for instance, even Jalen, when they're in group sessions or whatnot, whatever, he doesn't talk to like Jalen. He can't, of course, but he doesn't talk to Jalen in the same manner as to say he would talk to Brittany, because Jalen doesn't come off very childlike, this and that, third, throwing temper tantrums. She just doesn't. She's much more forceful in her opinions, and even talking to him, even telling, "Hey, you think you want to go and talk to?" Well, it was Megan. You think you want to go and talk to her about what's going on with
That
her?
was glaring.
Yeah,
He don't like
he
you. He
didn't.
has no concern for you.
In that moment, he didn't. In
No.
that moment, he didn't.
If somebody
Because
has to tell your man to go check on you. Mm-mm.
in that moment, he felt he was absolutely right in what he was saying, and he was tired of her running off all the daggone time and chasing her down. He's not a. Well, he proved that back on the honeymoon. He's not one to go chase you down. He's not doing that. You know.
I just, the whole flip out, it's an emotional response, but I feel like you stayed too long. And I'm wondering if this is what we're seeing, why things only last but 3 months. And also, Will not sharing, not giving of himself, being a fortress on his feelings and his expressions is also why he is single.
Yes.
I don't see him bringing his walls down at all. He's saying things, but he's not expressive. How is it? How that? This is why Whitney made that song. How will I know if he really loves me? I don't even know if he like me because he's not expressing that. I would love to see. I'm talking like a specimen. I would love to see Will in his natural habitat. How has he acted with a girlfriend before? What is his? I know he was 8 years with the relationship we heard about. But what about before? How does Will date?
Mm-hmm.
How does Will pull ladies in?
I think he's. You know what? Let's be already real with it. I think it's very easy for Will to attract women because he's going to be very aesthetically pleasing to some women. To actually a lot of women out there.
Okay, yes, but not that lip gloss.
I'm just saying what I see. He's going to be aesthetically pleasing to some women, so he's not going to ever have an issue with attracting women. So he probably he won't. I don't think he will even have an issue with approaching women at all. His issue is what you just said beforehand. No, I don't think he lies to women either. He's too honest for that. He's way too honest for that. That was half of his problem doing with Brittany. He told exactly how he was feeling. and exactly what he was thinking.
Oh gosh, Miss Wilson, please don't remind me of Shanice.
Oh
Don't
God.
remind me. I do not want that for Brittany. I do not want Shanice's story for Brittany. I want better for Brittany. No, oh, I know. Oh, girl, why did you take me there?
But like I
Yes,
said,
we don't know his background. We don't know. We know his parents are divorced. We know
yeah,
his grandparents are the long-standing marriage that he looks up to. But I would
yes.
love to know what Will is like in his natural habitat, in his natural dating of women. I would love to know that because
But like
both
I
of
said,
them may be perpetually single.
I think he's pretty much shown what his pattern's going to be. Like I said, I don't think he's going to have a problem attracting them. I don't think he has a problem even approaching them and talking to them. His issue comes in when he's actually in a relationship. Two things is going to happen. He's going to overanalyze the whole relationship logically. Three things. He's going to overanalyze. He's going to be too honest. That's going to be crazy for me to say. He's going to be too honest at times. And I think he has a tendency to perhaps drag things out too long. Because you in that whole 8-year relationship, what happened with that? Was marriage never on the table? What's going on? What happened with that?
He never said, and we never
Exactly. No one never asked either.
right. We didn't. If they did, it was left out of editing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So.
again, and I wouldn't. I don't begrudge people whether whoever they match you with or whoever you decide to date. I don't begrudge you that. It's how you treat the people, how you treat the person, and how you show up in that relationship. Would we love to see, this black love? Yes, of course. But if this is it's not emotionally healthy for Brittany. And I don't want her staying here at all. And y'all, again, this is from the edited, produced show and what we have seen. We do not see maybe the good parts. We do not see. I couldn't even see when Brittany is like, we've come a very long way. We're doing so much better. And there's a gap of information there for me that I'm like,
just what I said, for the most part, I think they actually get along fine. It's just that when Brittany starts showing her stage 5 clinger tendencies, Will gets very standoffish.
right. And when Will shuts down,
Yes.
we have a problem.
You know what I'm saying? But the two bounce off of one another in certain instances.
I know.
It's one of those. Listen, he likes certain things about her. I think he's attracted to her. He likes certain things about her. But there's also other things. I'm like, and we've all probably been in that situation. You can like a person, they have all great type of qualities, but there's a certain thing that they do or certain behaviors that they exhibit that you can see forward into the future, and you're like, this would not be conducive to a long-lasting relationship. At some point in time, it's going to lead to chaos.
It is. I mean, she says she's about to lose her. She's about to lose it. Okay,
she's a crash out. She's a crash out.
You keep pushing her away, and when she wouldn't stay away. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a clinger. She is a clinger.
And then she could need, a lot of praise. Remember, she needed him to praise her home.
Too much validation. She needs too much validation. And she doesn't know how to validate herself.
Right. That's the thing. It's like she's looking, the way we're seeing her, the way she's being presented is that she needs outside sources to fulfill her. Yeah, until she asks question about decision day, how he feels. Yeah, if he told her the truth, ooh.
Well, that's the thing. This is my point. I think he's been telling her the truth. She can't handle his truth. Because he's been very honest. Like, listen, if decision day was today, yeah, I would say yes. We're doing great. I don't know what's going to look like tomorrow down the road, which is the absolute truth. We just have an understanding that, well, I'm kind of putting us in this category. We kind of have an understanding of advancedness in relationships that you saying that could really throw off a person. Because number one, it's
Right.
not what they want to hear.
Right.
You know it's not, and you know it's not what they want to hear.
They
But you're
don't.
telling them the truth because you know it's the truth. But so this is the times you know what, it's the truth, but you probably should have massaged that a little way or presented it in a different manner. But that could also be leading to falsehoods, misrepresentation of the truth.
Now we really lying.
Yeah. So this is my point. I'm like, no, I don't think he's been lying not one time. He's just been showing his personality. He overthinks things. He's very analytical. 1 + 1 is 2. It's not blue. And the way Brittany has been coming off to him, 2 + 2 is 6. Because I believe it's 6. He's like, nope, that does not compute.
Yeah. Let's talk about it all. Yes, his delivery is also an obstacle.
Yes.
Not necessarily the message. I think the message at times there's a way to say it to someone. And I think, he needed to handle her with a little more care.
He's very deadpan. He's very deadpan.
Yeah, and Brittany needs to not internalize everything he's saying.
And that's the other. It's why I said some of his deficiencies. I don't think nobody will agree with me when I say this. Some of his deficiencies that we've been pointing out, I've been seeing him trying to curve those or adjust those.
Yeah, what we've seen, he has adjusted.
Yeah, he's tried to adjust those because to me,
just a little bit.
It became all too clear when it was playing that little bag mitten, a pig mitten, pig ball, whatever they were playing. And they got into a situation when she asked him, he said, "There's nothing about me he doesn't like, whatever." She kept pushing. And because he knew. That's why I said, pick your battles. He was trying to pick that battle. He knew where this was going. He saw where this was going. He was trying everything he could not to go down that road. But she kept pushing, asking him, "What did I do? What happened this morning?" He was like, "Well, this morning I noticed you had an attitude about something." And I was trying to get it out of you, but you didn't want to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. Right. Oh, so now you have an issue with me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's Jennifer, too
much. Jennifer, we don't know. I don't diagnose here. Does Will present? Somebody said neurodivergent earlier. Analytical, lack of emotion, but I really, really don't know him. I really don't know him. I don't know Brittany. We don't know them. Do I see some of his traits in my own son, who is level 2 autistic? Yeah. I see a lot of that. I see it in Pat too. But I'm going to hesitate on that. But certainly here, you can feel free to say it in the chat. But I do see, some level of it. But again, I cannot diagnose Will. As we said, these are pieces of who he is. When I start this show, there's a thing that says, what we see does not encapsulate the entire person. That's also why I hesitate, because we don't see enough for me, because I need to see Will in different. I need to see more of him hanging with his friends, more of him hanging with her family. I need to see that. But yes, they are on parallel lines, and the parallel lines do not meet. So, y'all, that Trey, tell the people what you're up to, unless you have anything else to say about Will and Britt.
Oh, I ain't up nothing. I'm just here enjoying my time with you guys and having a discussion with the wonderful Elsie. And and we're gonna be back again next week, to discuss it and see what happens at this decision day. Chaos is about to reign a little bit. Honestly, we could go through who we think will be yes and a no.
Okay, go ahead, Trey. Let's go through our couples. Let me put them up here.
Okay.
So let's start. Belinda and Chad.
Chad is a yes. Belinda's a no. But God, this also depends on who go first. That's why I hate this version of Man at First Sight. I prefer UK's how they do things.
Yes.
Write it on the board. Write it on the board. We got to turn around at the same time. I wish they
Yes.
would adopt that. I really wish they would adopt that.
Yes. Write it. They write it in a leather fold, y'all, and then they open it and they present whether they say yes or no.
So we get
But
some real answers.
I don't know if this week if Chad really rethinks with Belinda, but he could be a yes, but I wish he was a no.
I think he's locked in.
Yeah, he could be. Pat and Rhonda. Both a no in my book.
Both should be a no. Both should be a no. But for some odd reason, why do I feel like there's a slight chance Patch could say yes?
And
What?
Rhonda would be a yes?
No. Pat would be a yes. Rhonda would be flat out no.
Okay, another man that's a yes and the woman is a no. Okay.
I don't know. For some reason, Pat,
Okay.
he should be a no. But he may be so trying to look for companionship so hard that I'm going to just put up with it, you know?
Megan and Derek, I think they're both a yes.
Yes. That's a yes. And
Will
if we see down the line, if it lasts, you know, what happens afterwards. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared of Megan for down the line. I'm scared of her for down the line.
I'm scared of her too. Will and Brittany. We already heard that Will is a no. Brittany
You know what?
sound like she a yes.
I gotta see what this Beckon look like. Even see, she might convince him. This could be crazy. This could be crazy what we might see. Cause what if she start begging him and all of a sudden he changed his mind to a yes?
Yeah, I could see him doing that. I could see that's what they're playing us up to hear. That we'll have Will and Brittany be a yes.
He getting all up, walking around like, okay, what's going on here? The expert's gonna be trying to convince them. I can see that coming too.
Jalen and Josh.
Now, this one I got question marks on. At the beginning of the season, I thought this was going to be a hard yes. Now, I don't know. Because, you know what? Josh is yes. Jalen, I don't know. Because ever since you told me, ever since we kind of actually put it out there that her and her mother might be a plant, I'm iffy.
I think Josh is a no and Jalen's a yes.
Ooh, why do you think that is?
Josh is a no because his whole community thing. And her lack of trust of him.
Okay.
And I think Jalen's a no. Jalen's a no because she's tired of being pushed outside her comfort zone.
Oh, so you think they both know?
Yeah, they'll both be a no.
Okay.
Well, she might be a yes because he brings excitement in her life. So she, as you said, could be a question mark, but they could both be a no.
I still think Josh is a yes.
Okay, he could be.
I still think
he could be.
Yes. Because he's, even with that whole community thing, he's been still steady locked forward. He has not given one indication that she's a turn off to him or, doesn't like her anymore or anything of the sort. It's just that they're just not agreeing on this whole community, Burning Man, blah, 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 blah. And remember, he just capitulated, so that was his only issue.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But y'all, thank y'all so much for being here this evening with us. You have spent close to 3 hours with us, and we do appreciate you. Please also, you can follow me on IG, on TikTok. I usually post clips of the shows in my shorts because, YouTube will snatch you from the back of your neck. If you show clips of the shows, even where it used to be free use. But I appreciate all of you for being here. Please make sure on the way out, you hit that like button, share, subscribe, even hype the video if you want. And for those of you who are new here, I'm glad to hear you've enjoyed yourself. And if you would consider coming back. But tomorrow at noon, it is Married at First Sight UK. It's the end. It's going to be the last show. And I'm also doing unsolicited advice where, what are the two ones? Oh, The husband refuses to babysit his own kids to let his wife go to the bachelorette party of her friend. That's one story. That's just one. He don't want to babysit. She got to find and pay the babysitter if she want to go out. Yeah. So we're going to be giving her advice, and we're going to be giving him some advice tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST. And that is just the most mild situation of the stories. It gets spicier after that. But y'all, if you wish, thank you so much for being here. Come back next week, Saturday. Definitely, we will be here again. I'll be here with Trey at 5 p.m. EST covering Married at First Sight Austin. Thank you. And as I always say, I'll see you on the next one.